First 3 innings tonight against Stephen Booyer. And Booyer throws a fastball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. With a single, Blackwood is now at safely in 30 of 36 games this year, and he has reached base in 33 of them. A 1-1 pitch, fastball low and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. That's why it was such a tough loss for the Goldeyes when Blackwood had gone down. He had really been one of their 2 most consistent players out of the gate this year. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball, broken bat looper towards shallow left center. That's going to fall in front of Drew Murin for a base hit. Jake Blackwood on a sharp curve, low and inside, kept his hands inside the ball. And he comes up with a single to left center. And for the Winnipeg Goldeyes, their 9th hit already against Stephen Booyer. Blackwood is now 2 for 2. Luis Allen, who homered off Booyer his last time up, will now step to the plate. Allen hammered a 1-0 hanging curveball for his 2nd homer of this season. He now has 25 driven in. Black with a runner on first. 0 for 1 this year in steals, held by Wally Backman Jr. Goldeyes lead 6-4 in the bottom half of the 3rd. The pitch by Booyer, and Allen swings and hits it foul the other way. The count is no balls and 1 strike. Allen hit his first homer of the year on Wednesday against the Sioux City Explorers, a solo shot in the eventual 9-2 loss to the X's. The crowd's home plate, stands back in the box. The outfield is playing him a couple steps deep and a step towards left. The right-hander is ready in the 0-1 pitch. Curveball grounded up the middle. To his left is the shortstop Brockett. Diving stop. The flip to second, though not in time. A great effort by Ryan Brockett, who stopped that from getting to the outfield, and he tried a nifty play with his body laying on the ground. He tried to shovel it from his glove. He got it to Zach Mitchell, but Blackwood got from first to second base very quickly, and the Goldeyes have first and second and 2 outs for Jordan Guida. It'll be an infield single for Luis Allen, and it keeps things going for Winnipeg. Jordan Guida, who sliced a double to right center field his first time up, will now step to the plate. And this will send pitching coach Chad Rhodes out to the mound for a 2nd time tonight. Stephen Booyer has given up 6 earned runs on 10 hits over 2 2/3 innings. 1 shy of his season high. He allowed 7 earned runs in 7 innings on June 16th at Grand Prairie. His career high is 8 earned runs allowed, and that was actually against the Goldeyes last year. Here at Shaw Park, Booyer went 4 1/3, gave up 8 earned runs on 13 base hits, and the Goldeyes won by a final of 8-0. And that was when Booyer was pitching as a member of the Lincoln Salt Dogs. His professional debut actually came against the Goldeyes also here at Shaw Park, June 21st of last season. It was his only career relief appearance. Came out of the bullpen and worked a scoreless inning and 1 strikeout. Winnipeg would win the game 4-3. So a righty begins to warm up inside the RailCats pen. Jordan Guida 1 for 1. He came in at 268 with a homer and 6 RBIs. A late scratch in for Ryan Pineda. Here's the first pitch. Fastball low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jake Blackwood is the runner on second. Luis Allen is the runner on first. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. 4 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Gary SouthShore RailCats. Outfield straight away and in medium depth against Jordan Guida. Booyer delivers. Fastball runs high and away, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes. Tyler Kuhn would be next. Guida the 6th man up in the inning. So all but 1/2 inning tonight has produced some sort of offense. The only 0, Ethan Hollingsworth at the 1-2-3 top of the 1st against the RailCats lineup. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball letter high on the outside edge. 2-1 on Jordan Guida. Casey Harther led off this inning with an opposite field home run. Sliced it into the wind here at Shaw Park, which is blowing 18 kilometers per hour from the northwest. 2 on, 2 out. Booyer looks back at second base. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, chased a fastball away, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. A temperature of 15 degrees Celsius, 59 Fahrenheit. Very low humidity. It's listed at 94%, but it honestly feels as if there's no humidity at all. Much of the humidity going away following the brief rain shower we had a couple of hours ago. And the skies have gone from overcast to clear. The 2-2 pitch, curveball popped him up left side on a foul ground. Pulfer sprinting by the Goldeyes dugout. Now Maddox, the catcher, goes out, and it lands between Pulfer and Maddox. Pulfer seemed to have a beat, but Maddox coming in from the catching position. Not sure if he signaled for the ball or Pulfer was just a little bit weary of a potential collision and landed right between their feet. And it keeps Jordan Guida at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Goldeyes 6, RailCats 4. Bottom half of the third at Shaw Park. The series finale tomorrow at 1:35. Another good pitching matchup. Chris Alameda faces right-hander Morgan Combs. Blackwood on second, Allen on first, and 2 outs. Booyer brings the hands to his belt. He looks at second base. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit foul off to the right side. Another sharp curve from Stephen Booyer. This one foul off to the right. So Guida continues to battle, still 2-2. Booyer, born and lives in Papillion, Nebraska, played at Papillion La Vista South High School in Papillion. Went to South Dakota State for 4 years and then got to begin his pro career in his home state with the Salt Dogs last season. Another 2-2 pitch. High pop-up right side. This in fair territory. Mitchell, the second baseman, going out. Martinez comes in from right, and Drew Martinez makes the catch. The inning is over. The Goldeyes add a run of the Casey Arthur solo blast. There were 3 hits and 2 left on base. End of 3 at Shaw Park. It's 6-4 Goldeyes on Jewel 101.
The Best Western Plus Winnipeg Airport Hotel is dedicated to making your stay as easy and carefree as possible. With over 8,000 square feet of meeting space and 213 guest rooms, the Best Western Plus can accommodate events large and small. Their on-site catering team and event planners offer customized menu options and expert service. Book your next corporate event, wedding, or conference at the Best Western Plus Winnipeg Airport Hotel, 1715 Wellington Avenue, or call 204-786-0687 for more information.
Honey, where should I put this?
In the basement.
I don't think there's any room.
Sound familiar? If your home or garage has accumulated more than it can hold, let BFI Canada help. Rent a temporary bin from BFI for a day, a week, or longer. Too much stuff? Then call the Blue. Call BFI Canada to schedule your delivery today. BFI Canada, a Progressive Waste Solutions company.
It's a quiet evening at the lake. You can hear the birds singing before bed. The gentle waves. It doesn't get any better than this. Unless you add Archangel Fireworks to your night. Having a birthday? Amp it up with fireworks. Family reunion? Nothing says we missed you like a crackling peony exploding in the sky. Typical Wednesday? You guessed it. You need Archangel Fireworks. 104 Pembina Highway.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Support the Winnipeg Goldeyes Field of Dreams Foundation with a K's for Kids program. All you have to do is pledge an amount that you will donate towards the Field of Dreams Foundation every time a Goldeyes pitcher records a home strikeout during the 2014 season. You can fill out a pledge form at goldeyes.com or at the fan services booth at Shaw Park. Last year, Goldeyes pitchers struck out 373 batters at home, meaning a pledge of just 5 cents per strikeout would have contributed $18.65. At the end of the season, we'll add up all the Goldeyes strikeouts, and the Field of Dreams Foundation will send you an invoice, or if you wish, we can charge your credit card for the amount pledged. For more information about the K's for Kids program, visit goldeyes.com. Drew Murin takes a fastball low and outside from Ethan Hollingsworth. It's 1 ball and 0 strikes. Goldeyes now lead 6-4 in the top of the 4th after a solo shot the other way from Casey Arthur. The 1-0 pitch, line drive deep down the right field line, going over Mazzola, won't get it. That'll be an extra base hit, bouncing off the bottom of the fence. Murin on his way to second base, and he gets there standing up with a double. So Drew Murin continues to swing a hot bat as a member of the RailCats. A leadoff double will bring the tying run on the plate, and it's back to the top of the order for Danny Pulford. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross, the color of caring. Full schedule of games tonight around the American Association. This was the earlier start. The New Jersey Jackals are hosting the Lincoln Salt Dogs in an interleague game in Yogi Berra Stadium, and the Jackals are out to a 10-1 lead in the bottom half of the 5th. Pulford tonight 0 for 2. He has grounded a third and grounds it out to Hollingsworth on the mound. He enters tonight with a 15-game hitting streak. Corners play in, and Hollingsworth went into his motion Time was called for at the last second by home plate umpire Joe Stegner. Tonight at 7:05, the St. Paul Saints and Kansas City T-Bones will play Game 2 of their series at Midway Stadium. It is now beyond 7:05. We do not have an update yet from Minnesota. Fastball low and away, 1 ball and no strikes. They're underway in Sioux City, and the Red Hawks are out to a 2-0 lead over the Sioux City Explorers. That game is in the top of the first at Lewis and Clark Park. Grand Prairie 3, Sioux Falls 1, bottom of the fourth at Sioux Falls Stadium. 1-0 the count on Danny Pulford. Hollingsworth ready, first base side of the rubber, and the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a pop-up foul beyond the plate, and that will land in the crowd. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Wichita and Amarillo, no update. They were scheduled to begin at 7:05 tonight at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. And then at 7:30 in Laredo, the Lemurs host the Can-Am League's Quebec Capitals at Unitrade Stadium. A runner on second and nobody out. We're in the top of the fourth here at Shaw Park. Goldeyes 6, RailCats 4. Breaking ball high and outside. 2-1 on Danny Pulford. .313 on the year, 5 homers, and 9th in the American Association with 36 runs batted in. He has driven in 14 runs during his 15-game hitting streak, in which he's batting .409. And a big RBI last night. The 2-1 pitch, swinging a drive towards center field. Abercrombie back into his right now, moves back to his left, falls to a knee, and he hangs on for the out. What a catch by Reggie Abercrombie, and a heads-up base running play by Drew Murin. He saw the wind took hold of that ball. It forced Abercrombie to make a falling catch to his left side. Murin ends up tagging and going to third base. So it turns into a productive out for Danny Pulford. A hard hit fly out to center field. And now Drew Martinez steps to the plate. He can get the RailCats back within a run on a sacrifice fly. Wind is blowing hard from left across to right. Abercrombie was ready to make that catch to his right, and all of a sudden it sliced to the other side, so he had to change directions and was able to catch that ball as he fell to a knee in at the outfield. The first pitch to Martinez, swing and a miss, and a changeup down low. It's 0-1. Martinez grounded a shortstop in the first. He doubled and scored. He sparked the 3-run rally for Gary SouthShore in the third. He had a line drive to center and was able to hustle out a double, beating the throw to second base from Abercrombie. 0-1 on Martinez. The pitch, fastball outside, and the count 1-1. Martinez came in at .344, tied for 5th in the American Association. On third is Drew Murin, who has good speed. Blackwood playing in. The rest of the infield back and pull to the right. Here's the pitch. Line the other way, foul. And it's now 1-2. Hollingsworth has struck out 2 tonight. Would love to get one here and take away the chance at a sacrifice fly. Martinez drafted by the Angels in 2011, a 10th round pick out of the University of Memphis, where he had 3 good seasons. Drafted as a junior at .342 at Memphis from 2009 to 2011. A look towards third in the 1-2 pitch. Fastball high and inside, 2-2. Martinez is from Memphis, Tennessee. He lives in Collierville, Tennessee in the offseason, and he actually played high school with current RailCat second baseman Zach Mitchell. Both start at Christian Brothers High School in Memphis, one of the top high schools in the country. The 2-2 pitch, ground ball the other way, backhanded by Kuhn in the hole. A run will score. Throw to first in time to get Martinez for the second out. Murin scores that cuts the Goldeyes lead a 6-5, and a very productive couple of outs here for Danny Pulford and Drew Martinez. After Murin led off with a double, Pulford got him over, and now Martinez gets him in. And for Drew Martinez, it's his 34th run batted in this year. That brings up Zach Mitchell, 2 outs and nobody on base. Mitchell 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a run scored. He's also grounded out to first. Fastball into the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Winnipeg Goldeyes, 5 runs, 9 hit Cats. Changeup, that's on the outside corner, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Mitchell had a ground ball single to right in the third inning and scored Drew Martinez from second base. Hollingsworth from the windup, the 0-2. Fastball high and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So while Martinez went on to play at the University of Memphis after his time at Christian Brothers High School, Zach Mitchell went to college at Belmont University, also in Tennessee. The 1-2 pitch, and it's just outside 2 balls and 2 strikes. A sinker from Ethan Hollingsworth. Luis Allen thought it was strike 3. Ryan Babineau waits on deck. Mitchell now has 15 career runs batted in against the Goldeyes in just 12 games. The 2-2, swinging a tapper over the mound, charging over Kuhn, over the bag, he's got it, fires to first in time to get Mitchell to end the inning. Great athletic play by Tyler Kuhn. That entire play happened with Kuhn in motion. He threw from in front of second, and he got Zach Mitchell by a half step. The RailCats get 1 run. There was 1 hit and nobody left on base. Middle of the 4th at Shaw Park. It's 6-5 Goldeyes on Jewel 101.
Watching the game is something to enjoy. But remember, drinking any alcohol and driving don't mix. Drinking and driving puts you and others in danger. Your best bet is a designated driver who has had no alcohol. Enjoy the game, but whatever you do, don't drink and drive. To keep Manitobans safe behind the wheel, police are increasing enforcement near you. Watch for them. A message from Manitoba Public Insurance.
Summer in Manitoba sizzles all over the place, from our great beaches to our great ballpark, and especially at Goldeyes Grill, where they sizzle up some of the best hot dogs you've ever tasted. Diamond Dogs, the official hot dog of the Goldeyes, custom made by Winkler Meats. Diamond Dogs are naturally smoked, gluten and allergen-free, and made with quality ingredients that deliver full flavor every bite. Try them in the game or pick them up at your local grocer. Diamond Dogs from Winkler Meats. Product quality is their tradition.
Boys never outgrow their need for toys. The toys just get bigger. Metro Center, Winnipeg store for all things trailer, can help you take your toys anywhere you want to go. Trailers, parts, hitches, Metro Center has it all. Plus, you'll earn Air Miles reward miles with every purchase. Over 4,000 square feet of trailer parts, truck accessories, online ordering, knowledgeable staff, trailer service. Everything you need to haul your toys is at your Winnipeg trailer store. Metro Center, 620 Nairn. Visit metrotrailers.ca.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
CIBC and the Winnipeg Goldeyes have partnered to fight cancer.
Will lead things off against right-hander Stephen Booyer. It is now 6-5 Goldeyes. The first pitch on the way to Kuhn. A changeup at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Kuhn 2 for 2, his 26th multi-hit game this year. He singled and scored in the first, then had an RBI single in the bottom half of the second. The 0-1 pitch. Kuhn lines it the other way, and that's a fair ball down the left field line, rolling towards the Goldeyes bullpen. Long run for Romanski to get to it. On his way to second is Kuhn, and he gets there standing up with a double. An opposite field double just inside the left field line for Tyler Kuhn, who's now 3 for 3. So the Goldeyes, they'll try and score for a 4th consecutive inning. Stephen Booyer, all things considered, 6 runs now and 11 hits. His pitch count is not outrageous. Just 68 over 3+ innings. When you see 6 runs and 11 hits on the board, you might think of a much higher pitch count, but the Goldeyes have been able to come through with some hard hit balls early in counts tonight. Josh Mazzola 1 for 2, a single, a run scored, and a fly out to right field. The right-hander comes set, and the first pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner. A good curve from Stephen Booyer, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. The RailCats manufactured a run after the Drew Murin leadoff double in the top of the 4th. They used a ground out and a sacrifice fly to bring him in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss, but it's away from Maddox towards the on-deck circle, and that will send Kuhn to third base. A nasty curveball from Stephen Booyer. He had Mazzola swing right over the top, and it's a wild pitch as it broke off the foot of Craig Maddox. And now Kuhn is just 90 feet away with nobody out. Zoe will fight back from the 0-2 hole. Correction, it was a fly ball that moved Drew Murin to third base, and then an RBI ground out. Not the other way around. Drew Martinez hitting the ground ball to short. And got the RailCats their 5th run. A 1-run game here in the bottom half of the 4th. Booyer delivers, and Mazzola takes a fastball high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The RailCats brought the infield in at all 4 positions. Brock Bond waits on deck. RailCats once again have a right-hander warming up down the right field line. The 1-2 pitch. Line drive towards left field. Romanski will play it on the hop for a base hit. Kuhn will score from third. An RBI single to left for Josh Mazzola. 7-5 Winnipeg in the bottom half of the 4th. And the Goldeyes have now scored in 4 straight innings to begin tonight's game. For Josh Mazzola, his 31st RBI of the year. and is 19th in the last 22 games. Maddox will go out to the mound and have a talk with Stephen Booyer, perhaps to buy a little more time for the righty warming up. Goldeyes have gotten Booyer for 7 runs, all earned on 12 base hits. And Mazzola able to come through in a 1-2 count. Kuhn had an RBI single back in the second. That came in an 0-2 count. Mazzola now a threat to run, with Brock Bond stepping to the plate. So the top of the first still remains the only 0 for either side tonight. Greg Taggart, the 10th-year manager of the RailCats, comes out, and it looks like he's going to make the switch here in the bottom half of the 4th. Brock Bond, the schedule hitter, and Taggart makes the signal. We'll tell you more about the new pitcher after this on Jewel 101.
CIBC and the Winnipeg Goldeyes have partnered to fight cancer. On Sunday, October 5th, CIBC and Goldeyes employees, friends, and family will be running in communities across Canada for a future without breast cancer. Shaw Park, the home of the Winnipeg Goldeyes, will be your local run site for the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation CIBC Run for the Cure. For more information, to register to run or make a donation, go to CIBC.com. Let's run for a future without breast cancer. Join in Sunday, October 5th at Shaw Park.
Summer is the season for long family road trips.
Are we there yet?
And if you want to make it there, it's time to go to Cal Tire. Whether you come in for a tire rotation, an alignment, or even a basic oil service, all your visits come with a free mechanical inspection. Get your vehicle ready for high temperatures and heavy use. Talk to Cal at any one of 5 convenient Winnipeg locations.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
This pitching change is brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. Right-hander Kagan Hopkins will work on a second consecutive day in this series. Hopkins had a scoreless 7th inning last night in relief of the starter Stephen Hiscock. Kagan Hopkins makes his 18th appearance of the year. He's 2-2 with a 4.56 ERA, 25 2/3 innings, 29 hits. He's only walked 7, 18 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .282 against Kagan Hopkins. Hopkins, 5'11", 190 pounds, a 23-year-old right-hander, and he takes over for Stephen Booyer, who's on the hook. 7 earned runs on 12 hits and 3+ innings, and he's responsible for Josh Mazzola on first. Hopkins, originally from Sacramento, California, lives in Vacaville, California in the offseason. And he still has rookie status in the American Association. He played last year in the Pecos League for the Las Vegas Train Robbers, made 6 starts with an ERA of 5.35 after finishing up his college career at Cal State Chico. So it's a runner on first and nobody out. The Goldeyes have scored in every inning so far tonight. They lead 7-5. Brock Bond at the plate, 0 for 1, a sacrifice bunt and a ground out to second. Switch hitter from the left side. Hopkins from the stretch and the pitch. Swinging a ground ball in front of short. Brockett's got it, flips to second for 1. Mitchell to first, nicely turned for the double play. And there's 2 outs. That was a good turn by Zach Mitchell over the second base bag. That ball wasn't hit particularly hard by Brock Bond, but Brockett was able to get it to Mitchell quick, and Mitchell made a strong throw to Wally Backman Jr. at first. So it's a 6-4-3 double play, the second turn by the RailCats in tonight's game. Danny Pulfer started 1 in the bottom half of the first inning. So Hopkins trying to restore some order on the pitching side for the RailCats. Casey Harther's driven in 3 runs. And the first pitch, a breaking ball taken low and outside, 1 ball and 0 strikes. With the Train Robbers last year in the Pecos League, Kagan Hopkins worked 33 2/3 innings. He allowed 48 hits, walked 15, and struck out 28. Breaking ball low and outside, and the count goes to 2-0. He only gave up 1 home run last season in 33 2/3 innings for the Las Vegas Train Robbers, the second year of the Pecos League's existence. 7-5 Goldeyes. We're in the bottom half of the 4th here at Shaw Park. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Harther, and it's taken low and outside. 3 balls and 0 strikes. Hopkins, entering this appearance, has given up just 1 home run in 25 2/3 innings. 2 outs, nobody on base. The 3-0 pitch, and Harther takes a fastball on the outside corner. Another multi-hit game for Casey Arthur, his 27th of the year, a 2-run single in the first, and he had a solo homer to right center in the third, his 7th homer of the season. Righty against righty, the 3-1 pitch on the outside corner. Thenese. Casey thought it was low. So it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Reggie Abercrombie. Hopkins has fought back from 3-0 to run a full count. Outfield deep and a step to left. The payoff pitch to Arthur. Swinging a high fly ball towards the right field line. Moving back is Martinez. To his left now, Martinez makes the catch, and the inning is over. The Goldeyes get 1 run. There were 2 hits and nobody left on base. And at the end of 4 innings here at Shaw Park, it's 7-5 Winnipeg on Jewel 101.
I'm Larry McIntosh. California to Winnipeg, 2,966 kilometers. Portage to Winnipeg, 85 kilometers. Which vegetables do you think are fresher? Peak of the market, the vegetables less traveled, and that's a good thing.
The very best from Manitoba, and it's peak of the market.
Great golf is just minutes away at Bell Acres Golf and Country Club. Golf 9 or 18 holes on one of the finest championship-style courses in Manitoba. And don't forget to ask about their seasonal memberships. But there's more than just great golf at Bell Acres. Book your next event in their fantastic banquet room. With a friendly staff, fantastic view, and room for up to 220 people. It's perfect for weddings, corporate events, and tournaments. Discover great golf and more at Bell Acres Golf and Country Club. Just 20 minutes from downtown Winnipeg. Visit BellAcres.com.
Summer barbecues on the patio. They're all fun and games until someone slips and drops an entire plate of steaks.
No!
Prairie Safety Surfacing can help keep your family and steaks safe all year round with Rubber Rock, the original rubber safety surfacing in North America since 1983. Prairie Safety Surfacing mix and pour Rubber Rock on site to create a seamless, non-skid finish on your patio, driveway, pool deck, and more. Trust the original Rubber Rock. Bounces like rubber, wears like rock. Learn more at prairiesafetysurfacing.com.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Top of the 5th inning here at Shaw Park, 7-5 in favor of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Winnipeg manufactured a run. Tyler Kuhn double leading off the 4th, went to 3rd in a wild pitch, and then Josh Mazzola drove him in with a single to left. First pitch to Ryan Babineau is a fastball on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. So the Goldeyes have scored in every inning so far. The RailCats have scored in 3 of their 4 team at-bats. Babineau 1 for 2 with a couple of runs scored. He swings and misses at a curveball away. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Babineau singled and scored. He also had a stolen base in the 2nd. He reached on an error charge to Jake Blackwood and then scored on an RBI hit from Wally Backman Jr. in the top of the 3rd inning. Here's the 0-2 from Hollingsworth. Curveball fouled straight back, and it's still no balls and 2 strikes. Tonight's trivia question is brought to you by the Place Louis Riel Suite Hotel in downtown Winnipeg. Place Louis Riel, specializing in spacious executive suites. Hollingsworth with another 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The RailCats began playing the Northern League in 2002. And tonight's question, what was the RailCats' record at U.S. Steel Yard during their inaugural season? The 1-2. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Ethan Hollingsworth freezes Ryan Babineau with a curve. His 3rd strikeout of the night. That strikeout is brought to you by Manitoba Hydro. Manitoba Hydro reminds you to be safe around electricity. 1 strike and you're out. The RailCats' record at U.S. Steel Yard during their inaugural season in 2002. Call the Jewel 101 studio at 204-943-5250 with your answer for a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Goldeyes game. We'll have the correct answer later tonight. Craig Maddox takes a breaking ball low and away for ball 1. Maddox 1 for 2 with an RBI single. He was thrown out of the plate in a big spot in the 3rd. Left-hand batter, changeup high, 2 balls and no strikes. Maddox, who was on 2nd base as the potential tying run, came around 3rd. He was being waved the whole way by Dennis Pelfrey, but hesitated just a little bit. Fastball outside, 3-0. And Reggie Abercrombie came up with a strong throw on. Luis Allen had a fantastic tag play to dive back towards the plate, and he was able to get Craig Maddox on the foot. 1 out, no one on, top of the 5th inning. Goldeyes lead 7-5 The 3-0 pitch, fastball on the outside half. 3-1 on Craig Maddox, who is now 3 out of 5 in this series with a couple of runs batted in. After this series, the RailCats go home to take on the Redhawks. The pitch and a high fly ball deep right field. Looking up is Mazzola, and this ball is gone. Craig Maddox homers off the picnic tent in right field. He homers for a second straight night. It's his 5th of the year, and the RailCats have cut the lead to 7-6 in the top half of the 5th inning. So Maddox drives in his second run of the night. A long home run to right center field. Now 5 homers this year, and 4 of the 5 have been on the road. We talked earlier about the vast differential in home runs for the RailCats this year, home and road. And here Maddox goes deep for a second straight game against Winnipeg. 1 out, nobody out for Wally Backman Jr. He takes a fastball low and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. The wind is blowing out towards right center, but that was hit well enough by Maddox. It probably would have gone out on a more calmer day. Swinging a line drive towards the right field line. That's down for a base hit. Over to cut it off Mazzola. It's going to roll by him towards the fence. On his way to second, Backman, and Backman slides in ahead of the throw from Josh Mazzola. So Wally Backman Jr. pulls a double towards the right field line, and that puts the tying run in scoring position. The Goldeyes, they have led by as many as 4. They are up 5-1 going into the top half of the 3rd, and the RailCats have managed to hang around. The Goldeyes have scored in 4 consecutive innings. The RailCats have now done that themselves, and Jamie Vermillion will go out to the mound and try and buy some time. The Goldeyes get a right-hander warming up inside the bullpen. Wally Backman Jr. hoping to turn his season back in the right direction. He's now 2 for 3 in this game. A double down the right field line. Josh Romanski stepping up. He is 2 for 2. A couple of singles and an RBI that came with 2 outs in the top half of the 2nd. So a single could tie it up. Backman with decent speed, 4 out of 4 in steals this year. Jamie Vermillion heads back to the Goldeyes dugout, and the right-hander continues to warm up, and the righty is Taylor Suet. 7 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Goldeyes, 6 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the RailCats. The temperature is a little bit cooler tonight, which usually does not bode well for the hitters, but both teams have had very good offensive games. Runner on second, 1 down. Romanski, a left-hand bat. Thought about a bunny, pulls back, and it's a fastball taken low. 1 ball and no strikes. Goldeyes Baseball is brought to you by MTS. Get unlimited internet in Manitoba on all your devices, only with MTS. Now, these 2 teams are only playing for the first time this year. They actually have 2 more scheduled series before the end of the regular season. Fastball outside, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes. The Goldeyes in a couple of weekends will make a visit to U.S. Steel Yard, their only visit of the year. That'll be right before the All-Star break. And then the Goldeyes will host the RailCats for a 4-game series to finish up the regular season. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Good change-up away, and Romanski a little over-aggressive, swung over the top. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Good pitch by Hollingsworth behind in the count. Ryan Brockett, a right-hand batter, waits on deck. Taylor Suet just about ready in the Goldeyes bullpen. The tying run is on second with 1 down. And the 2-1 pitch, fastball just inside. So it's now 3 balls and 1 strike. As was the case with Stephen Booyer. Line closed on him now, 3+ innings. He allows 7 earned runs. Kagan Hopkins took over in the bottom half of the 4th. Hollingsworth's pitch count really isn't that bad right now. The 3-1 pitch, and it's low and inside, ball 4. First walk issued by either pitcher tonight. And that'll put the go-ahead run on first. First and second in 1 down. Rick Forney will pop out of the dugout. And it looks like Forney will call upon Taylor Suet. The RailCats have the tying and go-ahead runs on base. It is 7-6 Goldeyes here in the top half of the 5th inning with a run home. And we'll tell you more about Taylor Suet after this on Jewel 101.
The rebates are back! The rebates are back!
What?
The rebates from Reliance Superior Heating and Air Conditioning are back, and I'm not missing out on the great savings this year!
The rebates from Reliance are back by popular demand. Right now, when you buy a high-efficiency Lennox furnace and air conditioner from Reliance, you get $2,000 back in rebates. Call Reliance Superior Heating and Air Conditioning now at 204-697-5666 or hurry over to RelianceSuperior.ca today. Some conditions apply.
Nothing foggy. Nothing to hide.
Everything is crystal clear with Duraco windows. Duraco windows are built to last a lifetime, and they guarantee it 100% with their true lifetime warranty. Feel confident that should a seal fail, a lock break, or a weld crack, you are completely covered. A big investment should be backed big time, so know what you're getting right from the start. The choice is clear. Duraco windows. Go to Duraco.com now to book a free consultation.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
This pitching change is brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. Side-arming right-hander Taylor Suet takes over with a tying run on second and the go-ahead run on first. The Goldeyes do have a 7-6 lead. We're in the top of the fifth. In game 2 of a 3-game series, Taylor Suet makes his 23rd appearance of the season. No wins, no losses, and no saves. An ERA of 1.99. Suet 22 and 2/3 innings pitched. 18 hits allowed, 5 walks, 16 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .222 against the second-year professional Taylor Suet. Suet 6'2", 195 pounds, 24 years old, from Highland Mills, New York. And here it's Wally Backman Jr. on second and Josh Romanski on first. Ryan Brockett, a right-hand batter, steps to the plate. So Suet will make his first appearance against his former club. He spent almost all of last season with the RailCats and did a real good job. He was placed on waivers with a couple of weeks left. He was claimed by the Goldeyes, would make 4 scoreless appearances, and Suet has now become one of the key members of this Goldeyes team, which began today 5.5 games in front of the Saints for first place in the North Division. Suet has been working a lot of late and has done some of his best work this season. He last pitched on Tuesday against Sioux City. 2-1 and 1 down. Suet checks on second and the first pitch. Sinker low and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Suet on Tuesday night, he worked 2 scoreless in relief. Goldeyes would lose in that ball game by a final of 3-2. He allowed just 1 hit, no walks, and no strikeouts. Runners lead first and second. Brockett 1 for 2 with a bunt single. Runners go. A pitch is swung and grounded foul to the left side. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Greg Taggart calling for a hit and run with Backman on second and Romanski on first. Brockett has struck out 15 times on the year, 16 including his called third strike in the top of the third in this ball game. So Ethan Hollingsworth, a couple out shy of qualifying for a win. He goes 4 2/3, 6 runs, 5 earned, 11 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He threw 86 pitches. 1-1 the count on Ryan Brockett. Suet would love to get a ground ball here. Blackwood plays even with a bag at third. The 1-1 pitch. Slider misses outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Taylor Suet, last year pitching for the Gary SouthShore RailCats, was very good as a true rookie out of Manhattan College in the Bronx, New York. Suet last season for the RailCats, he had an ERA of 5.03 in 36 appearances. A look towards second in the 2-1. Swinging a line drive, shallow left field coming on Abercrombie. It's in for a base hit. Backman's going to be waved to the plate. Abercrombie comes up throwing. Allen's got it, and it's off his glove. In to score is Backman. The ball gets away. Heading for third base is Romanski, and taking second is Ryan Brockett. An RBI single by Ryan Brockett, a tie of the game at 7. And with the throw coming all the way through to the plate, Josh Romanski is able to go to third, and Ryan Brockett is able to take second. So Brockett ties the game, and now the RailCats have a shot to take their first lead of the night. They have a fast runner on third and Josh Romanski, and still only 1 man down. So for Ryan Brockett, his 10th RBI of the year, and his 6th in his last 10 games played. A little flare towards shallow center field. Here's Drew Murin, red hot of the plate, 1 for 2, a double and a run scored, and he has flied out to left field. The first pitch by Taylor Suet, it's a sinker on the outside corner, 0-1. Taylor Suet, a 5.03 ERA for the RailCats last year, but there are a couple of outings in which he was used in a long relief role and was left out for, in one instance, over 100 pitches for a number of runs that really inflated his ERA. The 0-1 ground ball, diving stop by Harther. He's got it, looks at home. The run will score. Harther steps at first for the second out. Romanski scores to make it an 8-7 RailCats lead. Brockett goes to third, but Harther just saved another run from coming across. A diving play towards the first base line. When Harther got to his feet, he thought about throwing home, but there was no chance to get Josh Romanski, who broke on contact. So Drew Murin, a productive RBI ground out, and for Murin, his 15th RBI this year and 13th as a member of the RailCats. Now a runner on third base with 2 outs, and back to the top for Danny Pulfer, 0 for 3. A 15-game hitting streak on the line. Pulfer a ground ball to third, a ground ball to the pitcher, and a fly out to center field. The RailCats lead for the first time tonight, 8-7. The first pitch, slider on the outside corner, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. So we are still not quite halfway through the ball game, and the teams have combined for 15 runs on 24 base hits. And the line is now closed on Ethan Hollingsworth. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball down low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Hollingsworth allows 8 runs, 7 of which are earned. Stewart responsible for Ryan Brockett, who was on third base. 1-1 on Danny Pulfer, a right-hand batter. Stewart delivers. Swinging a line drive the other way, base hit. Brockett will score to make it 9-7 RailCats. Mazzola throws back towards second. 2-out RBI single the other way for Danny Pulfer, who is now at safely in 16 consecutive games. And Pulfer picks up his 37th RBI of the year. So the RailCats have put 4 on the board here in the top half of the 5th inning. 9-7 Gary Southshore, a game the Goldeyes earlier had a 5-1 lead. Drew Martinez at the plate, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. He has grounded out twice, the last of which produced a run. Swinging a line drive into the crowd, and the count is 0-1 on Drew Martinez, the 8th man up in the inning. The run scored by Ryan Brockett, that is charged to Taylor Stewart. Pulfer a base running threat. 6 steals on the year. He has been caught 5 times. Blackwood playing in at third base. 9-7 RailCats in the 5th. Stewart looks in, he's got the sign from Luis Allen. Now brings the hands together. Now a quick toss to first. Pulfer just gets back safe. Good throw by Stewart. And Pulfer got it underneath the tag of Casey Harther. Martinez 0 for 5 last night, but he's done a couple of key things in this game to help the RailCats lead by 2 in the 5th. The 0-1 pitch. Line drive, shallow left field coming on Webb. That's in for a base hit. Stopping at second is Pulfer. The ball momentarily gets by Webb. No advance, though, by Pulfer from second. An opposite field single for Drew Martinez. He's now 2 for 4. For Martinez, his 24th multi-hit game of the season. So the RailCats keep it going. They'll set up a 9th batter. Zach Mitchell stepping up 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Pulfer is on second. Martinez on first. And 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. 9 runs on 14 hits for the RailCats. Mitchell resting the bat on his left shoulder. Stewart from the stretch, and it's a sinker just outside. 1 ball and no strikes. RailCats have done it in a variety of ways. They've got a home run tonight that was in this inning from Craig Maddox. They have hit 3 doubles, and they have cashed in time after time with runners in scoring position. Here's the 1-0. Fastball on the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Goldeyes are able to break out offensively, and there's still a lot of time left in this game. They have 7 runs already and 12 base hits. Tonight, the RailCats are having a good offensive game themselves. On second, Danny Pulfer. On first, Drew Martinez. Stewart's 1-1 to Mitchell. Slider just outside and low. So the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Tomorrow afternoon at 1:35, the RailCats and Goldeyes finish up this 3-game series. Winnipeg sends Chris Salamita to the mound. He threw very well in the series opener against Sioux City on Tuesday night. He'll be opposed by right-hander Morgan Combs, who is a postseason hero for the RailCats last year. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball low and away. 3 balls and a strike. Ryan Babineau, who led off this inning, taking a called third strike from Ethan Hollingsworth, is waiting on deck. You have to wonder if Hollingsworth was still bothered at all by the grounder he apparently had taken off the foot The first batter he faced in the top of the third, Danny Pulford, a sharp grounder, and it looked like it had clipped Hollingsworth in the right foot. Stephen Wadey went out. 3-1 pitch hit foul the other way, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hollingsworth threw a warm-up pitch just to test it out. He seemed to be all right. RailCats later on in that inning, right after that ground ball off Hollingsworth's foot, they would get 3 in the third. So that certainly could have been a factor here tonight for the 27-year-old righty. He will now take a no decision, as will Stephen Booyer. The 3-2 runners go, and a high pop-up left side and a foul ground. Going out is Blackwood towards the foul warning track. Blackwood makes the catch, and the inning is over. The RailCats take their first lead of the night. They score 4 runs. There were 5 hits and 2 left on base. We've come halfway at Shaw Park. It's the RailCats 9 and the Goldeyes 7 on Jewel 101.
This summer, Downtown Winnipeg Biz wants you to get a taste of downtown Winnipeg with restaurant tours starting in June. Hit 4 patios in one evening on Patio Crawl Tour. Cycle to 7 restaurants on the Movable Feast Tour. Check out up-and-coming musicians at the Almost Famous Music Tour. Let Winnipeg Wine take you to the city's top restaurants for a tasting that includes a night in a luxury downtown hotel. See the full lineup of tours and get your tickets today at downtownwinnipegbiz.com.
Luxury, convenience, comfort. Have it all with Premier Executive Suites. For business travelers who are always on the move, Premier Executive Suites is your home away from home. You can relax in your comfortable living room, grab a midnight snack in your complete kitchen, and do that last-minute load of laundry with your handy in-suite washer and dryer. Book your extended stay in Winnipeg with Premier Executive Suites. Visit premiersuites.com to make your booking today. Take more of your life with you with Premier Executive Suites.
Can you guess who is top dog in the alley? Johnson Waste Management. Johnson Waste Management has been recognized as the top dog in the business 7 years in a row. Not bad for a local family-owned business in a dog-eat-dog world. Johnson Waste Management. Silver trucks and green bins. Doing our best to be the very best.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Bottom of the 5th at Shaw Park, 9-7 now in favor of the RailCats. Correction, Ethan Hollingsworth is on the hook, having allowed 8 runs, 7 earned, and 4 in a third. He was on the hook for the go-ahead run at the top of this inning. Stephen Booyer, though, will take a no decision, and now the Goldeyes for the first time tonight will try and fight from behind. They sent up Reggie Abercrombie, Donnie Webb, and Jake Blackwood 5, 6, and 7 against right-hander Keegan Hopkins. We have a winner for tonight's trivia question brought to you by the Place Louis Riel Suite Hotel. Abercrombie thought about a bunt, and he takes a fastball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Abercrombie 0 for 2. He's bounced into a double play and flied out to center field. A right-hand batter came in at 264, crowds the plate. And the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss and a high changeup. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Congratulations to Dave Parker of the Inner Lakes, who knew the answer to our trick question tonight. The question was, how many games do the RailCats win at US Steelyard, their home ballpark, during their inaugural season in 2002? And the correct answer was 0. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul tip straight down. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The RailCats in 2002 played exclusively on the road. There were some delays in the construction of US Steelyard, a great facility in Gary, Indiana. And the RailCats are basically a road team in the Northern League that season. And they would not play a game at all at US Steelyard until 2003. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, got him on a high fastball. 1 away here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and that brings up Donnie Webb 0 for 2. Webb fouled out to Pulfer in the 2nd and grounded out to the second base in the bottom half of the 3rd. A switch hitter left-handed against the righty Keegan Hopkins. Hopkins right now is on the long side of this 9-7 score. Gary SouthShore sent 9 men to the plate and scored 4 runs in the top of the 5th. A solo homer from Craig Maddox, RBI singles from Brockett and Pulfer, and an RBI ground out from Drew Murin. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 on Donnie Webb. Came into the night at 284, 6 homers and 28 RBIs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. off the mitt of Craig Maddox, and the count is 0-2. Mention the RailCats. They will play the Redhawks following this series, and that will begin on Monday at U.S. Steel Yard. It's a bit of a tougher travel day for the RailCats following tomorrow's series finale. The Goldeyes get Monday off. Then they will play a very concentrated amount of games on Tuesday, 5 in 3 days against the Saints. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, got him on a changeup. So Kagan Hopkins, working his off-speed pitches in and out, has struck out the first 2 to face him here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. On Tuesday night, the Goldeyes will complete the suspended game from June 14th and play the regularly scheduled game on Tuesday, which will only be 7 innings. And then due to the rainout on June 15th against St. Paul, the Goldeyes and Saints have a scheduled doubleheader this Wednesday, also 2 7-inning games. Jake Blackwood 2 for 2 of the runs scored. Takes a curveball on the outside corner from Kagan Hopkins. It's 0-1. And to top it all off, the Thursday game, which will be a single 9-inning contest, the series finale is an early start. It'll start at 12 noon. Swinging a ground ball right in front of short, fielded by Brockett. Slings it over to first in time to get Blackwood, and the side is retired. The Goldeyes are retired in order and held off the scoreboard for the first time tonight. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. Into 5 at Shaw Park. It's 9-7 RailCats on Jewel 101.
Hi, this is Ivan Saper, owner of Saper Agencies. We offer personal, business, automobile, and travel health insurance. But it's how we sell that makes us different. We strive to remain on the cutting edge of technology and product innovations. We promise you quick, efficient, and effective solutions and 100% satisfaction. See us today, and we'll find you the right solution at the right price. Remember, your best insurance policy is our experience.
Saper Agencies, 2188 McPhillips. Call 694-6787.
This is Goldeyes Baseball on 100.7 CFJL, Jewel 101, Winnipeg.
There's no feeling like escaping to the lake and catching a few fish. And Pro-Am Tackle has everything to make a fishing trip perfect. Rods, reels, tackle, trolling motors, even live tackle year-round and much more. Plus, the guys at Pro-Am Tackle are local, know their stuff, and the best fishing spots. Oh, hold on. Hello? Jim? That you waving from the canoe down the lake? Let me send you a selfie with the fish I just caught. I loves me some nature.
Pro-Am Tackle, 1094 Nairn, or follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Go to bostonpizza.com and finger cook a meal the whole family will love. Don't waste your precious time cooking when you don't have to. We know you've got more important things to do, like watching sports highlights, stopping your kids from bumping into stuff, or simply taking a break from napping. And with over 100 menu items to choose from, everyone can get exactly what they want. To order, call 925-4111 or finger cook today at bostonpizza.com.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball on Jewel 101.
Trades and transactions are brought to you by Prairie Safety Surfacing. Bounces like rubber, wears like a rock. Prairie Safety Surfacing, your authorized rubber rock dealer for Manitoba. Visit them at prairiesafetysurfacing.com. 9-7 RailCats, top half of the 6th. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Gary SouthShore, Ryan Babineau, Craig Maddox, and Wally Backman Jr. Taylor Sewitt goes out for a second inning of work. And the first pitch, sinker into the knees for a strike, 0-1. Kagan Hopkins with a big shutdown inning. He set the Goldeyes down in order in the bottom half of the 5th to keep the RailCats in front by 2. Babineau has scored twice tonight. He's officially 1 for 3. The 0-1 pitch, slider just outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sewitt got the final couple of outs in the 5th. He allowed 1 earned run in relief of Ethan Hollingsworth through 17 pitches. And he'll try and get through the 6th here and keep the Goldeyes within 2. The 1-1 pitch to Babineau. Check swing, slider outside. They appeal on the check swing to first, and Bobby Feaster says that Babineau held in time. So it's now 2 balls and 1 strike on Ryan Babineau in his 3rd year with the Gary SouthShore RailCats. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball just a bit low, 3 balls and 1 strike. No listed transactions today in the American Association. Yesterday, the Kansas City T-Bones released outfielder Byron Wiley to help make room for Ray Sadler, who the Goldeyes traded to Kansas City a couple of days ago. The 3-1 pitch, fastball knee high, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Daniel Baroni, the former major leaguer, was placed on the disabled list retroactive to July 10th. Laredo released right-hand pitcher Seth Lintz, and Wichita let go of outfielder Cody Robinson. 3-2 to Babineau on the outside corner, strike 3 call. Ryan Babineau locked up for a second time in this game. A good 3-2 sinker from Taylor Sewitt, and there's one away in the top half of the 6th inning. And again, congratulations to Dave Parker of the Inner Lakes. The correct answer for tonight's trivia question. He's won a pair of tickets to an upcoming Goldeyes game. Expect a call from the Goldeyes office sometime next week. Gary, South Shore RailCats. Now their 11th year of existence. Swinging a foul straight back. And the count is 0-1 on Craig Maddox at the plate. Maddox is 2 for 3. An RBI single in the 3rd. And a solo home run to right field that got the scoring started during the 4-run top of the 5th. Maddox has homered each of the last 2 games. Here's the 0-1. Fastball taken outside, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Arm of the RailCats in their 13th year. It is their 10th under Greg Taggart, who has finished with a .500 or better record each of the last 9. Fastball knee high for a strike. And it's now 1-2. And Taggart has had roughly 2 decades of professional managerial experience and a long time in the Frontier League before coming to the RailCats. He has never had a losing season. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wally Backman Jr. waiting on deck. In fact, the only time that Taggart has not had a winning season, that was 2 years ago, 2012. The RailCats were .550 after a very strong second half. The 2-2 pitch, low and outside, full count. We talked with Greg Taggart earlier today and around the association, and he had said that, well, that was kind of a tough year for RailCat standards, especially the first half. The fact that the RailCats had a slow first half in 2012 prompted changes. The RailCats got younger. 3-2 pitch, just outside, ball 4. A backdoor slider attempt from Taylor Sewitt. Looked like it came over the outside edge, and Sewitt could not get the call from Joe Stegner. So it's a 1-out walk, and Maddox is on first. He's on board for a 3rd time tonight. Wally Backman Jr. steps to the plate. He is 2 for 3 with an RBI single, a double, and a run scored. He was struck out swinging by Ethan Hollingsworth in the top half of the 2nd. Maddox not a fast runner. Held by Harder at first, he takes off, pitches line the other way, base hit to left field. Maddox turns second, he holds up as Webb charges the ball. A hit and run single the other way. With Backman, a left-hand batter at the plate, Kuhn broke to cover the bag, and Wally Backman Jr. is able to poke it through the vacated hole. So it's 1st and 2nd and 1 man down. That is a classic RailCats hit right there. Josh Romanski will now step to the plate. RailCats have had runners on in every inning with the exception of the 1st when they were retired in order. So Maddox on 2nd and Backman on 1st. But with the changes that took place midway through 2012, that laid some of the foundation for the championship season last year. It brought in guys like Zach Mitchell and Danny Pulfer. Here's the pitch, and a fastball is on the outside corner, and the count 0-1. Even some of the pitchers that aren't here in 2014 but played prominent roles last year, Marco Gonzalez, Estevan Uriegas, who the Goldeyes saw in Laredo earlier this year. Josh Romanski, 2 singles and a walk. He has driven in a run. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a drive towards right field. Backing up, Mazzola is there. Mazzola in front of the track makes the catch. Maddox tagged. He's on his way to 3rd. The throw comes in a 2nd. Bond cuts it off. A line out to right field for Josh Romanski. And Maddox able to tag and move 90 feet closer to home plate. Now it's 1st and 3rd and 2 outs. Ryan Brockett stepping up. Brockett 2 for 3, a bunt single, an RBI single, a run scored, and he has taken a called 3rd strike. It's 9 runs, 15 hits, and no errors for the RailCats. 7 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error for the Goldeyes. Brockett, a right-hand batter, 2 for 3 in this game, and now 12 for 35 in his last 10. Maddox on third, Backman on first. Suet delivers, and it's a slider taken outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Rocket with an RBI single back in the 5th. He was the first batter that Suet faced. He had a soft liner towards center field. And was able to drive in Wally Backman Jr. with a tying run. Swings and taps him towards the mound. Suet moves in front. He fields, turns, throws the first in time to get Brockett. And the RailCats are held off the scoreboard for the first time since the top half of the first inning. No runs, a hit, and 2 runners left on base. Middle of the 6th at Shaw Park. It is 9-7 RailCats on Jewel 101.
When's the last time your bank gave you a great big kiss when you walked through the door?
Excuse me?
That's what they do at Sonova Credit Union. Their DOG, you know, Director of Greetings, is a St. Bernard who welcomes all members.
Wow, can he schedule appointments too?
No need. At Sonova, you don't need an appointment, ever. Drop by whenever works for you. Bank brighter with Sonova Credit Union at one of their 11 branches throughout Manitoba, with convenient 7 days a week service in Winnipeg.
The real estate news is online and connected. Connected to the latest MLS listings wherever you are. Print, online, mobile. It's in your hands. Visit WinnipegRealEstateNews.com. The real estate news is online and connected. Connected to the latest MLS listings wherever you are. Print, online, mobile. It's in your hands. Visit WinnipegRealEstateNews.com.
Boys never outgrow their need for toys. The toys just get bigger. Metro Center, Winnipeg store for all things trailer, can help you take your toys anywhere you want to go. Trailers, parts, hitches, Metro Center has it all. Plus, you'll earn Air Miles reward miles with every purchase. Over 4,000 square feet of trailer parts, truck accessories, online ordering, knowledgeable staff, trailer service. Everything you need to haul your toys is at your Winnipeg trailer store. Metro Center, 620 Nairn. Visit metrotrailers.ca.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball is brought to you by MTS. Get unlimited internet in Manitoba on all your devices only with MTS. Bottom half of the 6th at Shaw Park. Goldeyes trailing by a score of 9-7. 8-9-1 coming up against righty Kagan Hopkins, who has done a good job in long relief for the starters Stephen Booyer, Luis Allen, Jordan Gaida, and Tyler Kuhn, the schedule hitters. Taylor Suet threw up a big 0 on the top of this inning to break a streak of 4 innings in a row in which the RailCats scored a run. Luis has had a great night of the plate, 2 for 2, including a 2-run homer back in the 2nd, his 2nd homer of the year. A right-hand batter, Hopkins from the windup, and the first pitch. Fastball on the inside corner at the knees, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Then he reached on an infield single in the bottom half of the 3rd. The Goldeyes scored in 4 straight innings themselves. That was broken in the bottom half of the 5th. Swinging a high fly ball, pretty deep left field. Back goes Romanski onto the track. He's at the wall, leaping, and it's gone! Luis Allen hits his 2nd home run of the night. He hits it just over the left field fence. His 2nd homer of this game and his 3rd of 2014. And the Goldeyes have cut the RailCats lead at 9-8 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. So Allen with a multi-homer game. The Goldeyes have hit 3 home runs tonight, and that home run by Luis Allen is brought to you by Home Run Sports. We've got you covered from prospect to pro. First pitch to Jordan Gaida. He swings and fouls it off to the right, and it's 0-1, and the Goldeyes have now scored in 5 of their 6 team at-bats. Our Home Run Sports home run winner on Luis Allen's 2nd of the night is Madison DeRue. Congratulations, Madison. Stop by Home Run Sports to receive your $20 gift card. The 0-1, and Gaida takes just inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Goldeyes fans can enter to win all season long by visiting Home Run Sports, located on Bishop Grandin, 1 block west of La Jamodier. Home Run Sports, get ready for your game. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss at a breaking ball low and inside. And the count is 1-2. Gaida doubled and scored in the 2nd, flight out to right field after a longer at bat in the 3rd. A 1-run game. And the 1-2 pitch, swinging a high chopper to short, tough play. Moving in front, Brockett, he's got it, fires to first, and it's just in time to get Jordan Guida. Brockett knew he was going to have to play that in a very high hop. He jumped, grabbed the ball, and threw to first all in one motion, and they just got Guida by about a half step, if that. And there's one out here in the bottom half of the sixth. Back to the top for Tyler Kuhn. 3 for 3. What a series he's having. The first time that Kuhn is facing the RailCats in his career. 6 for 8 over the last 2 nights. The first pitch. Fastball a little bit low and outside, 1-0. Kuhn singled and scored in the first, and an RBI single in the second. Then he doubled and scored in the bottom of the fourth. His 26th multi-hit game of the year. A righty is warming up for the RailCats. The pitch, changeup on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last night, Kuhn had 3 hits, 2 of which were solo home runs, almost in the exact same spot to right center field. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball down low, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. So prior to last night, the Goldeyes had 1 individual player at a multi-homer game. That was Casey Harther against Grand Prairie. Now they've had a multi-homer game back-to-back nights. 2-1 pitch and a high fly ball towards left center. Moving over is Drew Murin to his right. Shading against the sun. Murin makes the catch, and Kuhn is retired. 2 away here in the 6th. That'll bring up Josh Mazzola, 2 for 3 with a run batted in. Last night, Kuhn hit a couple of home runs. Tonight, Luis Allen has homered twice, both going to left field. And Josh Mazzola gets tied with a 1 swing. A single and a run scored in the first, fly to right field in the second. And then he knocked out Stephen Booyer with an RBI single in the bottom half of the fourth, his 31st RBI this year. From the windup, here's the first pitch to Mazzola. It's a fastball high and away, 1 ball and 0 strikes. Well, even with the solo shot given up, Kagan Hopkins has done a very good job for his 2nd straight night. Right now, 2 2/3 in relief of Stephen Booyer. A 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss at a curveball. It's 1-1. Josh Mazzola's hit 6 homers this year. He has hit the 4th most home runs in the American Association over the last 2 seasons. Right-hand batter, wide open stance in the 1-1. Breaking ball, a called strike at the knees. Mazzola thought it was low. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Josh hit 18 homers for the Goldeyes in 2012. He had 16 more last year. Chokes up a bit on the bat. 2 outs, nobody on. Hopkins winds on the 1-2 pitch. High fly ball in the air to right, pretty deep. Going back, Martinez over by the track, circles to his left and makes the catch. And the side is retired. The Goldeyes get 1 on the Luis Allen homer. There is 1 hit and nobody left on base. End of 6 at Shaw Park. It's 9-8 RailCats on Jewel 101.
While there is no known cure for ALS, there is hope. The ALS Society of Manitoba supports families affected by ALS. Their client services coordinator works with your family to determine your needs, and the Brummett-Feasby ALS House provides 24-hour care designed to specifically meet the needs of people living with ALS, because hope is important in the lives of those affected by ALS. The ALS Society of Manitoba. They help their people every way they can. Visit alsmb.ca.
Hey, you're looking red and shiny today.
It's just the burger sweats, babe.
That's not normal.
Nah, it's cool. I read the nutrition fact things like you said. I've got enough sodium for like 3 days.
It's easy to make the healthy choice at Jugo Juice. Jugo Juice smoothies are made with real fruit and veggies, 100% fruit juice with no added sugar, and no sorbet fillers or purees. So whatever you order, it's loaded with the good stuff. Stop by Jugo Juice at Shaw Park or Polo Park.
Save on your next energy bill with helpful tips from Manitoba Hydro. Even small changes can make a big impact on the environment. Install dimmer switches on the lights you use most often to control exactly how much light and electricity you use. Unplug your cell phone chargers once they finish charging. Chargers continue to draw energy even after your device is fully charged. And whenever possible, use cold water for laundry. For more ways to conserve energy, visit hydro.mb.ca.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
The entire Goldeyes organization is gearing up to host the 2014 American Association All-Star Celebrations. The two-day event begins Monday, July 28th with the All-Star Fan Fest hosted by Lower Level Sports Cards. Activities include a sports card show, interactive games, live entertainment on the Free Press stage, an all-star autograph session, and fun with a Recycle Everywhere street team. First pitch to Drew Murin is grounded towards the middle, and it's a base hit through to center field. So Murin, who had 2 hits last night, is now 2 for 4 in this game with an RBI. Goes after the first pitch from Taylor Suet. It was out for a third inning of work. Goldeyes have Brennan Lafferty warming in the bullpen. And it's back to the top of the order for Danny Pulfer, 1 for 4 with an RBI. 9-8 RailCats were in the top of the 7th. The Goldeyes got within a run when Luis Allen hit his second homer of the night in the bottom half of the 6th. The All-Star Skills Competition takes place at Shaw Park the evening of Monday, July 28th. Gates open at 5 o'clock. Suet delivers, and it's a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. The first 2,500 in attendance receive an All-Star Baseball courtesy of Recycle Everywhere. First is the Media Skills Competition, followed by the Recycle Everywhere All-Star Skills Competition. Both events include fastest runner, outfield throwing accuracy, and of course the Home Run Derby. Right-hander against right-hander. The 0-1 to Pulfer, squares to bunt, pulls back, and it's a fastball low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Allen popped out of the crouch and looked Murin back to first. Illusionist Brian Glow will be on hand to add some magic to the evening. Following the skills competition on Monday the 28th, the Goldeyes will have a dance party in the Recycle Everywhere Picnic Park. Sock Hop with the Stars features iconic Winnipeg band Free Ride as Harry and the Armpits perform nostalgic tunes from the 1950s and 60s. Throw to first, and Murin almost got picked off. A quick move by Taylor Suet. Murin had a huge lead, and first base umpire Bobby Feaster said he just got back under the tag. Fans that attend the event, which is free with a skills competition ticket, will have the chance to dance, mix, and mingle with the All-Stars. The 1-1 pitch, runner goes, swing and a miss, throw to second base by Allen. Coon's tag is in time to get Murin for the first down. Great throw by Luis Allen from his knees. Coon cutting to his left, caught that throw of the move and slapped the tag down on Murin's foot. And that changes the outlook at the top of the 7th. There was a hit and run, so Murin didn't get the usual jump that he would in a stolen base attempt. Pulfer swung through the pitch from Taylor Suet, and it will go down 2-6. Catcher to shortstop and the caught stealing at second base. Now it's a ball and 2 strikes on Danny Pulfer. Suet out of the stretch. And the pitch, slider outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base is empty and 1 down. Drew Martinez and Zach Mitchell are the next 2 hitters, 2 lefties. And Brennan Lafferty, the Goldeyes lefty reliever, just about ready in the bullpen. 9-8 RailCats, top of the 7th. Suet's 2-2 pitch. Slider swung and foul back. And it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. The celebrations for the All-Star festivities continue on July 29th at noon with a BFI All-Star Luncheon at the Fairmont Hotel. Canadian native and Baseball Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins will be the guest speaker. Tables or individual tickets to the luncheon are available by calling the Goldeyes office at 982 base. The same afternoon, kids 8 to 13 years old can participate in the McDonald's All-Star Skills Camp. The 3-hour camp will be held at Shaw Park and will feature instruction from Goldeyes players. The celebrations culminate with a 2014 American Association All-Star Game on Tuesday, July 29th at 7 o'clock, presented by Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries. Every fan in attendance receives a Goldeyes card playing courtesy of Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries, as well as a commemorative All-Star Game program. Another 2-2 to Pulfer, swinging a line drive towards the middle, base hit center field. So Danny Pulfer is now 2 out of 5, a 1-out single to center, and that'll bring up Drew Martinez, who has 2 hits. Rick Forney comes out of the dugout. Taylor Suet's done a good job here in long relief, and with 2 lefties scheduled to bat, Brennan Lafferty will be called in from the bullpen. The Superstars and Berserk will entertain fans between innings during the All-Star Game. Following the contest, fans can enjoy a fireworks spectacular and interact with players at the Winnipeg Free Press All-Star After Party at the Metropolitan Entertainment Center. Tickets for the after party are on sale now. For tickets and information about the 2014 American Association All-Star Celebrations, call the Goldeyes office at 982 base or visit goldeyes.com. 9-8 RailCats, top of the 7th. The runner on first and 1 down. We'll tell you more about Brennan Lafferty after this on Jewel 101.
Most days, you can predict what life's going to throw at you.
He's 2 for 2 at bat so far today.
But every once in a while...
Strike! Oh, he did not see that coming.
When life throws you a curveball, Ranger Insurance will protect what's important to you. Whether it's home, life, auto, or commercial, they have a plan that fits your needs. Ranger Insurance, putting relationships first. For the protection you deserve, visit ranger.ca.
Year after year, after year after year, after year after year, after year after year. For 7 consecutive years, Johnson Waste Management, with a reputation for business excellence, has been recognized as the best waste management services provider in Winnipeg. Johnson Waste Management, doing our best to be the very best year after year after year after year.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
This pitching change is brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. Brennan Lafferty makes his league-leading 32nd appearance of the year. That's 5 more than the next 2 pitchers in the league. Jimmer Kennedy of Sioux City and Marshall Schuler of Lincoln have appeared in 27 games entering today. Lafferty was great last night, retired all 4 batters to face him, 3 of which came on strikeouts on the season. Brennan Lafferty 0-1, no saves with a 1.88 ERA, 24 innings, 19 hits, 11 walks, 26 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .213 against Brennan Lafferty. He's 6'4", 185 pounds, a 28-year-old from Riverside, California. He inherits a runner on first, Danny Pulfer, with 1 down, and the RailCats leading the Goldeyes 9-8 in the top of the 7th inning. Drew Martinez 2 for 4, a single, a double, an RBI, ground out. He has scored a run. Lefty against lefty. Martinez has done all right against lefties this year, 13 for 41, hitting .317. Lafferty comes set, and he steps and tosses to first. Pulfer gets back standing up. Taylor Suet pitches 2 innings over 3 total frames. He allows 1 earned run, 6 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and threw 41 pitches in relief of Ethan Hollingsworth, and he is responsible for Danny Pulfer on first. Pulfer has 6 steals this year. Lafferty comes set, first base side of the rubber. Blackwood plays in a third on the first pitch. Bunted, foul off the plate. Barehanded by Luis Allen, and the count is 0-1. It's 9 runs, 17 hits, no errors for the Gary SouthShore RailCats. 8 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. The 17 hits allowed outside the most the Goldeyes have given up in a game this year. They allowed 17 on May 19th to the Laredo Lemurs at Unitrade Stadium. 0-1 on Martinez. Lafferty checks on first base, and the pitch. Fastball inside, almost hit him, and somehow Martinez was able to turn out of the way. The count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. RailCats have been hit by 30 pitches this season, third most in the league. Wichita's been hit 37 times. St. Paul has been hit 34. And those are the only 3 teams with at least 30 hit batsmen for their offensive players. Pulfer on first and 1 down. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Allen setting up outside. Lafferty's 1-1, and a fastball misses just outside. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Zach Mitchell, another left-hand batter waiting on deck. Ryan Babineau would follow Mitchell, a right-hand batter. Goldeyes bullpen quiet right now. Winnipeg in last night's game used 3 relievers, Aguilar, Kissick, and Lafferty. Ultimately falling by a final of 3-2. Chandler Barnard did a good job to grind through 6 innings. Martinez crowds the plate. Now a step and a toss over, and Pulfer is able to get back ahead of the tag from Casey Arthur. Goldeyes hoping for a double play. Martinez, despite all the speed, has hit into 7 double plays this year. In fact, he is one of 3 RailCats who have grounded into 7 double plays on the season. The other 2 are Ryan Babineau and Danny Pulfer. Pulfer getting a big lead. The 2-1 pitch hit in the air, foul the other way, And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Goldeyes at 1 point tonight had a 5-1 lead. The RailCats were relentless on offense from the 2nd through the 4th. It would go ahead 9-7. That was trimmed to 9-8 in the bottom of the 6th on a Luis Allen solo homer. And that's where we stand here, 9-8, top of the 7th inning with a runner on first and 1 away. Lafferty hanging the left arm down to his sign, gets the sign from Luis Allen. Lafferty comes set in front of his belt. He checks on Danny Pulford. Now the 2-2 to Martinez. Fastball low and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Drew Martinez struck out twice last night, but he has struck out just 21 times in 53 games this year. And we'll see if Greg Taggart puts Pulford in motion, 3-2 and 1 down. Outfield shitting Martinez a couple of steps the other way. Lafferty comes set. The 28-year-old in his 2nd year with the Winnipeg Goldeyes. The payoff pitch, runner goes high, ball 4. And that'll put runners on first and 2nd. So a 3-2 count. Pulford took off and Martinez draws the walk for Drew Martinez, the 16th time that he's walked this season. So that put runners on first and 2nd with 1 down. Zach Mitchell, another left-hand bat, is stepping up. Mitchell 1 for 4. An RBI single, a stolen base, and a run scored. He's also grounded out twice and fouled out to 3rd. Mitchell, like Martinez before him, he's held his own against lefties this year, 11 for 33, a .333 average. The first pitch from Lafferty, and it's a fastball for a strike in the outside corner. 0-1 on Zach Mitchell. So tonight, Brennan Lafferty appearing in his 32nd game of the year. This is game number 53 for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. That puts Lafferty on pace for 61 appearances. He checks on 2nd. Pulford leads. Pulford takes off. Pitch taken for a strike. Throw to third base. Blackwood's tag, not in time. Danny Pulford steals 3rd. Martinez stayed at 1st. Pulford got a good jump off Brennan Lafferty, and while Allen made a strong throw, Blackwood was a little bit off to the right of third base. He had to back up and in one motion was trying to reach back for a swipe tag, and Pulford just evaded it. So Pulford steals 3rd, his 7th steal of the year. It is generally accepted that, well, it's tougher to steal 2nd against a lefty than it is a right-hand pitcher. It is easier to steal 3rd. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball outside, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. So now Lafferty hoping for a strikeout or a short pop fly and prevent Pulford from coming across on a fly ball. Ryan Babineau waiting on deck, a right-hand bat. Reason it is considered easier to steal 3rd against a lefty is, I think, a lot like the blind side of a quarterback. You lose sight since your body is facing first base. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, foul outside of 1st. And it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. At some point, if you generate enough of a lead, the left-hand pitcher simply loses sight of the base runner on 2nd. In contrast to when there's a runner on 1st and the pitcher has full view during his entire motion to the plate. So Pulford's on 3rd, Martinez on 1st and 1 down. 9-8 RailCats, top of the 7th. Blackwood playing in at third base. Lafferty comes set. Another 1-2 to Mitchell. Fastball low and away. 88 miles an hour from Brennan Lafferty. So the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. RailCats playing in another grinder of a ball game here. It's been back and forth. A lot of offense, 17 runs and 30 hits now between the two teams. Runners lead 1st and 3rd. Lafferty is ready. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball to the right side. Tough play. Bond has to wait. He interferes with the runner. Throw to 1st is not in time. They call Mitchell safe. And now the Goldeyes are alleging there's obstruction on the part of the base runner, Drew Martinez. Martinez made contact with Brock Bond, and now they will call him out, and now we'll see if Pulford gets sent back to 3rd. So the Goldeyes, looks like they will get the call here as Martinez was crossing from 1st to 2nd. He bumped shoulders with Brock Bond. It interfered with his ability to field the ground ball. Bond then threw to first base. And it looked like he got Zach Mitchell anyway. He was called safe by Bobby Feaster. That's an entirely different element to what's going on in the field. And because of the interference, Pulfer has to go back to third, so the run as of right now is not scored. Greg Taggart is arguing with Joe Stegner. Now it was very close. If Bond was in the baseline, then Martinez has the free rein to make contact, but it looked like Bond was a couple steps behind. So Drew Martinez has been called out. Martinez will go back to the dugout. It'll be a fielder's choice. Zach Mitchell is safe at first. And Danny Pulfer, most importantly, is sent back to third, and now there's 2 men down. So Taggart is trying to ask home plate umpire Joe Stegner to confer with the other umpires. It was first and third and 1 down. Zach Mitchell at a ground ball to second. And as Bond went to field the ball, Martinez bumped into him. Bond picked it up, he threw to first. It still looked like the Goldeyes had the out, but in the end, this is a better situation for Winnipeg because it keeps Pulfer from coming across the plate. Now with a right-hand batter, Ryan Babineau stepping up. Brennan Lafferty, Tyler Kuhn, and Luis Allen have a conversation. How to approach Ryan Babineau, who is 1 for 4 tonight with a single, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. We'll have to take a look at the replay. If Bond was in the baseline, then Martinez, in making contact, would have been legal in that situation, but it looked like Bond was a couple of steps between the imaginary line, if you will, between first and second. So it's first and third now, 2 outs, and it's still 9-8. Runner goes off first, pitch is swung on and missed, a changeup in the dirt. No throw to second base by Luis Allen. So Martinez steals second uncontested, his 15th stolen base of the year. Now it's second and third, and the count is 0-1 on Ryan Babineau. Excuse me, that was Zach Mitchell who stole second base, his 13th of the year. Martinez was ruled out after making contact with Brock Bond. So it's second and third and 2 outs. 0-1 on Babineau. The pitch by Lafferty. Ground ball hit to short. Fielded down low by Kuhn. He steps, throws to first in time, and the inning is over. Brandon Lafferty gets out of the jam in the 7th. There were no runs, 2 hits, and 2 left on base. 7th inning stretch time at Shaw Park. It's 9-8 RailCats on Jewel 101.
It's summer. The perfect time to kick back and relax with friends and family. This summer, make it easy on yourself with catering by Chicken Delight. From a feast for a few to feeding your whole crew, Chicken Delight will put a smile on everyone's face with their famous chicken, fabulous pizza, ribs that rock, and more. Pick it up or have it delivered. Give us a call or send us your catering order at chickendelight.com.
So don't cook tonight. Tonight, all right. Call Chicken Delight.
Is your vehicle's interior looking worn out? Don't sell it, detail it. The Chamois Car Wash and Detail Centers offer a wide variety of professional detailing services that will make your vehicle's interior look great again. From a small spot shampoo to a complete bumper-to-bumper cleaning. Packages start at only $64.95 and include a famous Chamois full-service car wash. No appointment necessary. Come into any of the 3 Chamois locations today. Waverly, Reinders, or St. James.
Nice day. Want a drink?
Yeah, sure. Pass me a Pepsi. Whoa! Do you hear that? Open your Pepsi. Whoa! That was awesome.
Hit it out of the park this summer with the cool, refreshing taste of Pepsi. Pepsi. Live for now.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
9-8 RailCats, bottom of the 7th here at Shaw Park. Another close game between the former Northern League clubs, the Goldeyes and the RailCats. New pitcher in for Greg Taggart. Righty Ethan Gibbons takes over for right-hander Kagan Hopkins. Hopkins has a chance to get a win in relief. He did a very good job when he took over for the starter Stephen Booyer in the 4th. Ethan Gibbons will make his 19th appearance of the year. He's 0-0 with 1 save and a 1.64 ERA. 22 innings pitched, 20 hits, 5 walks, 15 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .230 against Ethan Gibbons. 5'10", 180 pounds, a 24-year-old right-hander in his true rookie season. Originally from Suisun City, California, played his college baseball at Missouri Baptist, was a senior last year for the Spartans and helped them get to their first NAIA World Series. He went 1-2 with a 2.30 ERA and struck out 21 in 27 1/3 innings. And he'll try and at least throw the 7. They'll face Bond, Harther, and Abercrombie 3, 4, and 5 with the Goldeyes down by a run. Bond, a switch hitter left-handed. He takes a fastball high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Tonight, Bond 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. He has also grounded a second and grounded into a double play. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball letter high for a strike. 1-1 on the Goldeyes second baseman. Kagan Hopkins, 3 innings, 1 run. A hit, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. He threw 30 pitches in relief of Stephen Booyer. The 1-1. Sinker low and away, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Hopkins is on the long side of this 9-8 score. Ethan Hollingsworth, the Goldeyes starter, is on the hook right now. The Goldeyes still have 9 outs left to try and overcome a 1-run deficit. Gibbons from the windup, the 2-1 pitch. Fastball high, 85 miles an hour, and Bond is in front, 3 balls and a strike. RailCats pitchers have not allowed a walk yet tonight. Entering this game, they had walked the fewest batters as a staff this season at 135. The 3-1 to Bond. Low and inside, ball 4. A leadoff walk, and the tying run is on with nobody out. The first walk issued by the combination of 3 RailCats pitchers this evening, and that'll bring up Casey Harther, who's had another big night, 2 for 3. He got the Goldeyes on the board with a 2-run single in the first, and then hit an opposite field homer to right center in the third, which at the time gave the Goldeyes a 6-4 lead. 9 runs, 17 hits, and no errors for the RailCats. 8 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for the Goldeyes. Bond is on first. He's got a big lead. The first pitch by Gibbons. Fastball high and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. 87 miles an hour. Had some late movement to it. In on the right-hand batter, Casey Harther. So Kagan Hopkins finished after 3 full innings, working on a second consecutive day in the series. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss at a fastball. Harther tried to drive one towards the gap. It came up empty. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. With 2 hits tonight, Harther now has 27 multi-hit games this year, and he has hit safely in 40 of 51. 1 on, nobody out, bottom half of the 7th. Outfield deep and straight away. Infield set for 2. Gibbons 1-1 pitch. Fastball high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. The RailCats have 2 lefties in their bullpen, Chuck Fontana and Kevin Braney. Neither appeared last night. Winnipeg is the 1 hitter who will always bat left-handed. That's Tyler Kuhn. They have the 2 switch hitters in Bond and Webb. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball outside, 3 balls and a strike. Close pitch. But after walking Bond on 5 pitches and falling behind Casey Harther, Gibbons not getting that call from home plate umpire Joe Stegner. 3-1 on Casey Harther, the league's leading hitter. Came in tonight at .404. A 42-point lead on Nick Van Straten of Laredo. The 3-1 pitch. Hit in the air towards left field. Going back, Romanski to his left. He makes the catch as he steps onto the warning track, and that'll send Brock Bond back to first. Harther hit it well. Josh Romanski was playing a couple steps deep, was able to make that play. So now there's 1 down. Reggie Abercrombie steps up. He could change this game with 1 swing. Tonight 0 for 3. He's hit into a double play, fly to center and struck out swinging. The Goldeyes, again, without having checked the replay, had a call in their favor in the top of this inning, which prevented Danny Pulfer from scoring from third base in a 1st and 3rd 1-out situation. The umpires ruled that Drew Martinez, who made contact with Brock Bond, that was obvious, but they said it was outside of the baseline, and that kept Pulfer at third, and then Brendan Lafferty got out of the jam. The pitch to Abercrombie, swing and a miss at a high fastball. That clocked at 89, the hardest pitch thrown by Gibbons in this inning, and the count is 0-1. And that could play a factor tonight. Again, it was too close to tell if Bond was in or a couple steps behind the baseline between first and second. A soft toss to first, and Bond dives back safe. Brock Bond is 3 for 3 in steals in his first 18 games with the Goldeyes. Craig Maddox doing the catching tonight, 4 for 25 and throwing out base runners, a success rate of 16%. The 0-1 to Abercrombie. Fastball high and inside. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. That one touched 96. Not sure if that was a Brief malfunction on the radar gun here at Shaw Park. And after another pitch high and out of the zone, Chad Rhodes, the pitching coach, will go out to the mound to have a talk with the righty, Ethan Gibbons. There's nobody warming up behind him in the RailCats bullpen, so Rhodes really wants to make sure that Gibbons has that release point. Gibbons making his first appearance of this 3-game series. He last pitched on Thursday at Fargo, went 2/3 of an inning. Both of his outs were on strikeouts. He allowed a hit and no runs in a 2-1 victory at Newman Outdoor Field, with the RailCats sweeping that series. Gary is now on 5 in a row. After taking the series opener from the Goldeyes last night, they've won 8 of their last 10. They have been slow and steady throughout this year and have maintained a lead in the Central Division since the second week. 1 on, 1 out. 9-8 RailCats in the 7th. The runner goes. Pitch is swung and grounded towards third. Moving over Pulfrey Fields. Throws to first in time to get Abercrombie. That'll keep the Goldeyes out of a possible double play. And it gets the tying run in a scoring position for Donnie Webb. So Abercrombie retired to the ground ball. A single could tie it. Bond is on second with good speed. Donnie Webb 0 for 3 tonight. A foul pop out, a ground out to second, and a swinging third strike. The RailCats have 9 runs, 17 hits, and no errors. The Goldeyes have 8 runs, 13 hits, and a 1 error. That did lead to an unearned run in the top half of the 3rd inning against Ethan Hollingsworth. Webb, a switch hitter, left-handed. First pitch from Gibbons. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball down low. It's 0-1. A good pitch by Gibbons, sensing that Webb might try and swing early in the RBI situation. And he got Webb to swing over the top. Donnie has driven in 28 runs this season. Brock Bond getting a good lead from second. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Tied him up with a fastball in the hands, and it's 0-2. 90 miles an hour. Tying run on second. Donnie Webb will have to fight back from an 0-2 count. Jake Blackwood is the on-deck hitter. Gibbons made his pro debut in opening night. He pitched 3 scoreless innings against the St. Paul Saints in a 6-0 loss at Midway Stadium. Bond leads from second. The 0-2 to Webb. Fastball low and inside. 89 miles an hour. So now it's 1-2. Last year, Donnie Webb at .457 with 2 outs and men in scoring position for the Rockland Boulders and Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Hopkins trying to work around a leadoff walk. He survived the drive to left from Casey Arthur. Got Abercrombie to ground to third. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Got him on a changeup. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, and 1 left on base. 7 in the books at Shaw Park. It's 9-8 RailCats on Jewel 101.
We all know that money doesn't grow on trees, but it sure grows in our branches. At Steinbach Credit Union, you get a great interest rate on any of our savings accounts, right from $1. That's right, no minimum balance here. Add to that a complete range of financial products and our unparalleled service, and that could put a smile on anyone's face. So switch to SCU today and laugh all the way from the bank. Steinbach Credit Union, taking care of the world's most important money, yours.
Princess Auto is for the real men. Men who like to get their hands dirty. Men who like to work from the ground up and use the best tools and equipment for the job. Real do-it-yourself men who know an air filter from a fuel pump. Men who walk into Princess Auto and feel like a kid in a candy store. Princess Auto. Everything a man needs to get the job done right. A unique world of equipment, tools, and more. Visit PrincessAuto.com for sales, specials, and more.
Go to bostonpizza.com and finger cook a meal the whole family will love. Don't waste your precious time cooking when you don't have to. We know you've got more important things to do, like watching sports highlights, stopping your kids from bumping into stuff, or simply taking a break from napping. And with over 100 menu items to choose from, everyone can get exactly what they want. To order, call 925-4111 or finger cook today at bostonpizza.com.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Top of the 8th inning at Shaw Park. Goldeyes strand the tying run on second in the 7th. 9-8 RailCats. Brendan Lafferty got a couple of big outs to finish up the top of the 7th. They'll take on 5, 6, and 7. Craig Maddox, Wally Backman Jr., and Josh Romanski. Maddox, another big night in this series, 2 for 3. An RBI single, a solo homer, and a walk. He has scored twice. A left-handed batter. Maddox this season against lefties, 2 for 12, a 167 average. From the stretch, the first pitch, fastball hit in the air to pretty deep left field. Moving towards the line, Donnie Webb. Webb reaches up and makes the catch. A one pitch out here in the 8th inning. So Ethan Gibbons, despite leaving some fastballs high above the letters, survives the leadoff walk to Brock Bond in the 7th. A lefty is warming up in the RailCats bullpen. And can't tell if that is Kevin Brainey or Chuck Fontana. Believe that it is Kevin Brainey. Tyler Kuhn going to be due up 4th in the bottom half of the 8th. 1 out and nobody on. Wally Backman Jr.'s had a good night. 3 for 4 with an RBI single, a double, and a run scored. The pitch, swinging a drive towards right field. Mazzola's got it lined up. Moving back, reaches, and now it's off his glove. And rolling towards the track. On his way to second is Backman. And Backman will get there standing up. Off the bat, it looked like Mazzola had it lined up. It came off the end of Backman's bat, so despite the full swing, it started to fade towards right. And they will score that a double for Wally Backman Jr. The wind might have carried that. At the last second, Mazzola had to go into a very short leap as it reached over his head and it broke off his glove. So Wally Backman Jr., one of his best games in quite some time. A 4-hit night, including 2 doubles. And it's a runner on second and 1 down with Josh Romanski stepping to the plate. Romanski is 2 for 3, an RBI single, a walk, and a run scored. Last time up, he lined out to Josh Mazzola in right. A left-handed batter. It's 9-8 RailCats in the 8th. Lafferty from the stretch. Thought about a bunt, and he takes a fastball at the knees. The count is 0-1. Goldeyes' bullpen is still quiet right now. The lefty continues to throw in the RailCats bullpen. Josh Romanski with men in scoring position this year, hitting .238, but he came into this game tied for 12th in the league in runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing at a slider. It's low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll take another look at the out-of-town scoreboard in this inning, brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross, the color of caring. The Lincoln Salt Dogs playing out east against the Can-Am League's New Jersey Jackals. That is now a final. The Jackals beat the Salt Dogs 10-2 at Yogi Berra Stadium. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Great changeup that bottomed out. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kansas City all over the Saints, 8-0, bottom of the 4th at Midway Stadium. That game had a delayed start. The Redhawks 11, the Sioux City Explorers 2. Top of the 5th at Lewis and Clark Park in Sioux City, Iowa. Ryan Brockett, a right-hand batter, is on deck. Lafferty comes set. He checks on second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bounced in front. Great stop by Luis Allen to prevent a wild pitch. That one bounced several feet in front of the plate. A changeup, it appeared, from Lafferty that maybe slipped out of the hands. And Allen got an in-between hop, was able to smother it with a chest protector. And it keeps Wally Backman Jr. at second. Now 2-2 on Josh Romanski, the left-hand batter. Romanski this year 13 out of 46 against lefties, hitting a very solid .283. Allen gives the sign. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back and over the screen just to our left. And the count is still 2-2. Ball ricochets back down on the screen just below the press box. Grand Prairie leads Sioux Falls 7-4, top of the 9th inning at Sioux Falls Stadium. Wichita and Amarillo tied at 2, bottom of the 6th at Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Kansas. They're in the top of the 5th in Laredo. The Lemurs and the Quebec Capitals scoreless at Unitrade Stadium. The 2-2, swing and a miss. He got him on a fastball. Brendan Lafferty overpowers Josh Romanski 91 miles an hour. And he gets the second out here in the top of the 8th. Ryan Brockett now steps up. Here it's 9-8 RailCats in the top of the 8th. Game 2 of a 3-game series. Goldeyes will have to come from behind. They have 6 outs left. They've been in the game all night. They had a lead as big as 5-1. But on a night where the Goldeyes bats had broken out after facing some tough pitching the last 4 games, the RailCats have been able to put together some quality at bats of their own. RailCats, after last night, are now 9-3 in 1-run games. Rockets 2 for 4, and he takes a changeup just outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Can't remember the exact percentage. And we'll try and get this figure for you tomorrow, but at some point last year it was pointed out that during Greg Taggart's 9 years at that point of the RailCats, an extremely high percentage of the RailCats wins have been by a single run. Fastball low and inside, 2 balls and no strikes. And it's a big reason why the RailCats, when they have gotten to the postseason, have had so much success. They are used to playing these close ball games. Rick Forney likes to describe it as playing even for the first 7 or 8, and if you make a mistake late, the RailCats will capitalize, and before you know it, you've lost by 1. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball on the inside half. 2-1 on Ryan Brockett. Brockett's done well against lefties on the year. 6 for 19, hitting .316. Other teams have used the term getting RailCatted, popularized by the likes of Doug Simonek, the longtime manager of the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks. 2-1 the count on Brockett. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive to center, coming on Abercrombie. Makes the catch to his left, and the inning is over. A hard line drive to center, but it hung up just enough for Abercrombie to make the catch, and Lafferty gets around the double. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. Middle of the 8th at Shaw Park. It is 9-8 RailCats and Jewel 101.
Watching the game is something to enjoy. But remember, drinking any alcohol and driving don't mix. Drinking and driving puts you and others in danger. Your best bet is a designated driver who has had no alcohol. Enjoy the game, but whatever you do, don't drink and drive. To keep Manitobans safe behind the wheel, police are increasing enforcement near you. Watch for them. A message from Manitoba Public Insurance.
Step into Cub Bakery and you'll feel like you've come home. Cub Bakery, the oldest rye bread bakery in the city, has been making Winnipeg-style rye bread using virtually the same recipe since 1923. But they make so much more than their signature rye. Pick up fresh hearth and pan breads, pastries, and buns, all baked with care to ensure you and your family enjoy only the highest of quality. One taste and you'll understand why they're a Winnipeg tradition. Cub Bakery, always fresh. Salisbury House has hit a home run with the introduction of their new premium fresh cut fries by Cavendish. Available at all 7 Salisbury House family and 7 Sal's Express restaurants and Shaw Park too. They will remind you of the taste and quality when Mom made them at home. So swing into Sal's for their new fresh cut fries on every platter. Ask about Goldeyes vouchers redeemable for free tickets to Goldeyes home games. Compliments of Salisbury House. Your house, your food, your way.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
9-8 RailCats. We get to the bottom of the 8th. Winnipeg sends up 7, 8, 9. Blackwood, Allen, and Guida, and left-hander Kevin Brainy will take over with a 3 righty schedule to hit. Kevin Brainy last season pitched for the El Paso Diablos, also had time with the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Brainy this year has made 22 appearances. He's 3-1 with 3 saves and a 4.03 ERA. 22 1/3 innings, 24 hits, 7 walks, 16 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .273 against the left-hander Kevin Brainy. He takes over for Ethan Gibbons, who worked around the leadoff walk in the bottom half of the 7th. Gibbons, 1 inning, no hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout through 17 pitches. Kevin Brainy stands in at 6'5", 230 pounds, a big lefty, 25 years old, originally from Daly City, California. Former 11th round draft pick by the Boston Red Sox in 2011. First pitch to Jake Blackwood, fastball at the knees for a strike, 88 miles an hour, and the count is 0-1. Last year for the Diablos, Brainy got into 27 games, 18 in relief. He went 0-5 with a 4.70 ERA. But keep in mind, El Paso, one of the toughest places to hit. Blackwood hits it in the air to deep left field, down the line, got him, it's fair, and it is gone! Jake Blackwood ties the game with a solo home run down the left field line, and it is 9-9 in the bottom half of the 8th inning. A hanging slider from Kevin Brainy, and Blackwood crushed it. His 3rd home run of the year, and Blackwood is now 3 for 4 tonight. So it's a 9-9 ball game as Luis Allen steps up. Allen has gone deep twice, a 2-run homer in the second and a solo shot in the sixth. Brady from the belt. First pitch and a high pop-up right side. Drifting at his backman in a foul ground. Tough play. Still going over, and it's going to land just over his reach. 0-1 on Luis Allen. That home run from Jake Blackwood is brought to you by Home Run Sports. We've got you covered from prospect to pro. And our Home Run Sports home run winner is Virginia Leonard. Virginia, congratulations. Stop by Home Run Sports to receive your $20 gift card. Goldeyes fans can enter to win all season long by visiting Home Run Sports located on Bishop Grandin, 1 block west of La Jamodier. Home Run Sports, get ready for your game. So this back and forth game continues. Winnipeg has now scored in 6 of 8 innings tonight. The 0-1 pitch, line drive, shallow right field, coming, and Martinez won't get it. That's in for a base hit. Luis Allen is now 4 for 4 with a line drive single to shallow right field, and the Goldeyes have the go-ahead run on first. Well, the home run by Blackwood gets Ethan Hollingsworth off the hook. Kagan Hopkins will now take a no decision. And Jordan Guida steps to the plate. Chris Kissick warming up in the Goldeyes pen. And we'll see if Jordan Guida is asked to bunt. Rick Forney gives the signs from third. A runner on first and no one down. Guida 1 for 3. A double, a fly out, and a ground out. Brainy from the stretch. Guida squares, pulls back. And it's a fastball down low. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. 9 runs, 15 hits, and an error for the Goldeyes. 9 runs, 18 hits, and no errors for the Gary SouthShore RailCats. Greg Taggart's going to jog out of the dugout and have a talk here with the lefty Kevin Brainy. There's nobody warming up in the RailCats bullpen. Looks like Taggart just wants to talk with Brainy about the approach to Jordan Guida and perhaps to his infield about the bunt defense. Brainy, an 11th rounder by the Red Sox in 2011 out of Cal State Chico. 7-7 in 4 professional seasons. He reached the Low A South Atlantic League in 2012 with Greenville, made 14 appearances. Also had a couple of years with the Lowell Spinners in the New York Penn League, the Red Sox short season A affiliate. Now a step and a toss over to first. Allen gets back with that attack from Wally Backman Jr. Talked about the term getting railcatted in the last half inning, which has been used tongue-in-cheek at times to describe one-run losses to Gary SouthShore. Guida squares, and he bunts it foul straight down. 1 ball and 1 strike. We asked Greg Taggart if he had ever heard of that term and if he found it offensive or got a kick out of it during around the association, and he jokingly said, yes, we have definitely heard of that term, and that he and his team, they generally take it as a compliment. Well, here the Goldeyes are trying to sneak one out against the RailCats. Guida gives himself up. The pitch is bunted off the plate. It's knocked down by Craig Maddox, and thought for a second that Maddox may have boxed that as a fair ball. It's ruled foul by Joe Stegner, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll see if Rick Forney keeps the bunt on with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Winnipeg as a team this year, they have laid down 9 sacrifice bunts. Luis Allen, a slower runner, is on first. 9-9 the score in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jordan Guida looks down to get 1 more set of signs from Rick Forney. Danny Pulver plays in at third. Backman has to hold the runner on first. Here's the 1-2 pitch, low and inside. Good stop by Maddox. A hard fastball from Kevin Brainy, 88 miles an hour. And Maddox sliding to his left in a nice one-hop scoop. Now it's 2-2. Tyler Kuhn waiting on deck. Still no action in the bullpen, so this is Brainy's inning for the time being. He is the 3rd reliever used tonight by Greg Taggart. Hopkins and Gibbons the others. The 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, strike 3 call in the outside corner. A good backdoor slider from Kevin Brainy, and there's 1 man down here in the 8th. That brings up Tyler Kuhn. Another big night for the Goldeyes shortstop, 3 for 4. 2 singles, a double, an RBI, 2 runs scored. He has also flied out to center field. Brainy played 2 years at Chico State. He also spent 1 year at St. Mary's College of California and West Valley College. First pitch, a fastball low to Tyler Kuhn, 1 ball and no strikes. Born in Daly City, California, resides in Sunnyvale in the offseason. When Went to Fremont High School in Sunnyvale before signing on at St. Mary's in 2007. Lefty against lefty. The 1-0 pitch, and Kunitz, a high fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Murin with Martinez. They're at the wall, and Murin reaches over and makes the catch. And now Allen's got to tag and head back towards first base. Here's a throw coming in. Backman's got it. He steps on first, and that retires the side. Drew Murin just saved a run. He made an over-the-shoulder catch about waist high, took away an extra base hit, and they double off Allen at first. And the Goldeyes are retired here in the 8th, but not before Jake Blackwood ties it on the solo home run. There was 1 run, 2 hits, and nobody left on base. End of 8 at Shaw Park. We're tied at 9 on Jewel 101.
This is Goldeyes Baseball on 100.7 CFJL. Jewel 101, Winnipeg.
You have a mission. Make summer yours. Master the lawn, own the barbecue, and make the yard into your own private kingdom. And you'll find everything you need to complete this mission at Rona, your destination for all home improvement and renovation needs. Building materials, barbecues, lawnmowers, patio furniture. The only thing you need is imagination and a little know-how. And if you need help in that department, the experts at Rona are available to give you the best tips on your home improvement projects. Rona Home and Garden. What's your next project? Visit rona.ca.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes make dreams come true by providing live baseball experiences to charities, nonprofit groups, and inner-city programs. Now with the Goldeyes Community Zone, even more memories are available to be made. For group tickets, contact the Goldeyes at 982-BASE. These seats are made possible through generous donations from the Community Zone partners. So from the Winnipeg Goldeyes and Community Zone recipients, thank you Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries, BFI Canada, Boeing Canada Operations, Labatt Manitoba, John Henry Creations, and Murray Chevrolet.
Nice day. Want a drink?
Yeah, sure. Pass me a Pepsi. Whoa! Do you hear that? Open your Pepsi. Whoa! That was awesome.
Hit it out of the park this summer with the cool, refreshing taste of Pepsi. Pepsi. Live for now.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball on Jewel 101.
Goldeyes this week brought to you by Boston Pizza. After the game, you can have any of our more than 100 delicious Boston Pizza menu items delivered to your door. Call 925-4111 or do some finger cooking at bostonpizza.com. We're now tied at 9 as we go to the top of the 9th, and a new pitcher in the ball game for the Goldeyes, Chris Kissick, will try and keep this tied and give the Goldeyes a chance to walk it off. Kissick worked a scoreless 9th last night on the 3-2 RailCats win. He struck out 2 in the 9th inning. Kissick makes his 27th appearance of the year, that now ties him for second most in the league. 0-1, 11 saves, and a 2.73 ERA. Drew Murin hits a high fly ball to deep left. Donnie Webb is there in front of the track. Webb makes the catch, 1 man down. Now it's hit well the other way, but Murin retired on the deep fly ball. Back to the top for Danny Pulfer. Chris Kissick, 26 1/3 innings, 21 hits, 7 walks, 27 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .216 against Kissick this year. 6'4", 185 pounds, 29 years old, from Trail, British Columbia. Pitching changes brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. Kissick takes over for Brennan Lafferty, who went an inning in 2/3 scoreless, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. He threw 26 pitches. Danny Pulfer's 2 for 5 with an RBI. The first pitch, fastball knee high for a strike at 0-1. This series finishes tomorrow at 1:35. Kids can run the bases after the game and play catch on the field. Presented by Commissionaires Manitoba. On Tuesday, July 15th, a doubleheader of sorts against the Saints beginning at 5 o'clock. Splitter on the outside corner for a strike at 0-2. We'll start off with a continuation of the June 14th suspended game, and then the nightcap is shirt off or backs night. One lucky fan will win the shirt right off a player's back every inning, courtesy of Cambrian Credit Union. 0-2 on Pulfer. Now the pitch, splitter low and outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. A doubleheader on July 16th, 2 7-inning games for the price of 1 at 5 p.m. Presented by Pepsi. The first 2,500 fans in attendance receive a pair of Goldeyes sunglasses, courtesy of Pepsi and Gatorade. The 1-2 pitch. Splitter low and away. Good eye by Pulver, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. The homestand finishes up Thursday, July 17 with a special noon start. $5, $9, $14, $16, and $20 tickets for all Goldeyes games are on sale now through Ticketmaster by calling 1-855-GOLDEYE, visiting Ticketmaster.ca, or visiting any Ticketmaster location, including the box office at Shaw Park. The 2-2 to Pulver. Line drive to center. Abercrombie in a step. He's there now. Backs up. He reaches. And it's over his head and bouncing towards the track. Pulver's on his way to second base. He's going to try for 3. The relay throw from Kuhn won't be in time. Pulver slides in safe for the triple. And the RailCats have the go-ahead run 90 feet away with only 1 out. A line drive to center. Abercrombie broke in. And as he tried to recover moving back, the ball just went over his head. It never quite got to the fence, but heads up base running out of the box by Danny Pulver. Ends up on third ahead of the relay from Kuhn. His 3rd hit of the night. And now the RailCats can manufacture the go-ahead run here in the top of the 9th inning. They have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen right now. And a dangerous hitter coming up in Drew Martinez tonight, 2 for 4 with a single, double, and a walk. The infield is in. Kissick out of the stretch, and the first pitch. Splitter into the knees for a strike, 0-1. So Kissick will have to hope for a strikeout, a short pop-up, or a grounder right at one of the infielders, and it's not out of the question that Pulver could break on contact, even on a ground ball. All the infielders on the edge of the grass. The 0-1 pitch. High fly ball towards the left field line. Coming on, it's Donnie Webb. Pulver tags. Webb makes the catch. Here comes Pulver. Here's a throw to the plate. Allen's got it, and it's off his glove. Pulver scores, and the RailCats lead 10-9 here at the top of the 9th inning. Donnie Webb fired a laser from left field, and it had Pulver beat by 4 steps. But it broke off the glove of Allen, and Pulver scores the go-ahead run standing up. They appeal at third base, but Joe Stegner, the home plate umpire, said that Pulver did not leave early, and just like that, the RailCats are back in front by a run. A sac fly and a run batted in for Drew Martinez, his 2nd RBI of the game and his 35th of the season. It's 2 outs and nobody on, and the Goldeyes will need at least 1 in the bottom of the 9th to keep this game going. They will have the big bats coming up. First pitch to Zach Mitchell is grounded towards second. 2 outs, backhanded by Bond. Throw to first in time, and the inning is over. The RailCats get a run. There was 1 hit and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th at Shaw Park. It's the RailCats 10 and the Goldeyes 9 on Jewel 101.
Things you'll never hear a Cambrian Credit Union member say.
Oh, I just love paying service fees.
My high mortgage rate is amazing.
Yes, I'll pay $1.50 to use this ATM.
With Cambrian Credit Union's great rates and free banking through the UnFee, Cambrian members won't say these things. With a full range of hassle-free financial services, they're here for Manitobans. Cambrian Credit Union, building strong financial foundations for making dreams come true.
Here's the pitch, and it's a grand slam! Here they come! Cans, juice boxes, glass and plastic bottles, into the bin!
The Winnipeg Goldeyes and Recycle Everywhere want you to swing for the fences and recycle all your empty beverage containers. They're full of potential and have thousands of uses beyond the landfill. Step up to the plate and pitch your drink containers into a recycling bin. Whether you're at home, work, school, or the ballpark, remember to recycle everywhere.
Support your own, the Goldeyes. And Fort Garry Brewing. Located right here in Winnipeg, Fort Garry Brewing is Manitoba's #1 brewery, crafting a full spectrum of delicious beers and ales, including the award-winning Fort Garry Dark and the fan-favorite Fort Garry Pale, both of which are available at Shaw Park, so cheer on the home team. Fort Garry Brewing, Manitoba made, Manitoba's own.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Bottom of the 9th inning at Shaw Park. A couple of wild plays allowed the RailCats to manufacture the lead run in the top of the inning. It's 10-9 RailCats. The Goldeyes need at least 1 to tie it. They will take on a new pitcher. Former major leaguer James Parr will try and close it out. Kevin Brainy, who gave up the game-tying homer to Jake Blackwood in the 8th, now has a chance to steal a win in relief. This pitching change brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. James Parr, who was signed a couple of weeks ago, makes his 7th his 8th appearance as a member of the RailCats. He's 1-1 with 2 saves, an ERA a bit high at 8.59, 7 1/3 innings, 7 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .241 against the right-hander James Parr, and he'll face 2, 3, and 4. Mazzola, Bond, and Arthur here in the bottom half of the 9th. Mazzola can tie it with 1 swing of the bat. Parr 6'1", 185 pounds. 28 years old. Originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico. He now lives in Celebration, Florida in the offseason. He last worked on Wednesday against the Redhawks. He earned a save with a scoreless 9th and a 6-3 win. 10-9 RailCats, bottom of the 9th. Mazzola 2 for 4. He shows bunt, pulls back, and it's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. And the count is 0-1. A sac fly in which Donnie Webb's line drive throw from left beat Danny Pulford to the plate, broke off the glove of Luis Allen, allowing him to score the go-ahead run. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss at a high fastball, and the count goes to 0-2. Pulford reached on a triple that went over the head of Reggie Abercrombie in center field. So James Parr is on the mound. Right-hand pitcher, right-hand batter. He's working from the windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Mazzola. Fastball high and outside, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Parr is in the major leagues with the Atlanta Braves in 2008 and 2009. As a strikeout of All-Star shortstop Jose Reyes to his credit in a big league game. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball down low, 71 miles an hour. Looked like a curveball from Parr, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 10 runs, 19 hits, no errors for the RailCats. 9 runs, 15 hits, and 1 error for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Brock Bond, a switch hitter, is waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Little looper, shallow right. That's a tough play. Mitchell goes out. Here comes Martinez. It's in for a base hit, and the tying run is on first. So the Goldeyes with a bit of RailCatting against the RailCats. A bloop single to shallow right, and Mazzola comes through in the 2-strike count. Winnipeg has some life, and we'll see what Rick Forney does here with Brock Bond. Casey Harther is on deck. Mazzola's got good speed. He has 13 steals in 14 attempts, tied for 10th in the American Association, so a lot of options here. You could steal, hit and run, or bunt. Bond, a switch hitter from the left side. He has a sacrifice already in this game. He is officially 0 for 2 with a walk. Pulford plays in a third. And the pitch, Bond squares, pulls back. Fastball just low, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. James Parr was signed on June 18th, tonight making his 8th appearance with the RailCats. Has not pitched since 2010 when he was in AAA in the Braves organization. Middle infield looks for 2, a toss over to first. Bond did not tip his hand, and Mazzola dives back ahead of the tag from Wally Backman Jr. So the tying run is on here in the 9th. Casey Harther looms on deck. Reggie Abercrombie is in the hole. The right-hander brings the hands together, center of the rubber. And the 1-0 pitch. Bond pulls the bunt right side. It's fielded by Parr. He throws to second. It's in time to force out Mazzola. A tough break there. The bunt hung up just a little bit, so Mazzola had to make sure it wasn't caught by James Parr. When it hit the grass, Mazzola then tried to desperately run towards second, but Parr was able to get the force play 1-6 with Brock at the shortstop covering the bag. So now Bond is the tying run on first, and there's 1 man down. Casey Harther has a walk-off hit this year for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. That came in the series against the Grand Prairie Airhogs in the middle of June. Casey could tie it with an extra base hit. He could win it with a home run. He has driven in 3 in the Goldeyes, 9 runs tonight. A 2-run single in the first to give Winnipeg a 2-0 lead. And then he had a solo shot the other way, his 7th of the year, leading off the bottom half of the 3rd. A total of 19 runs and 35 hits. A wild game here in this Saturday evening at Shaw Park. Brock Bond has about an average lead over on first. He's held by Wally Backman Jr. Harther, the league's leading hitter. And the first pitch from Parr, fastball down low. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. A crowd tonight of 5,259 at Shaw Park, hoping the Goldeyes can yank one out of their final at bat. Outfield, no doubles, deep and straight away. Pulford on top of the line. The pitch and a high foul fly off to the right side that'll reach the crowd. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Goldeyes have had 2 walk-off wins at home this year. We mentioned the one for Harther against Grand Prairie. The other came in the hands of the guy on deck, Reggie Abercrombie, at a 2-run homer against the Lincoln Salt Dogs at the end of May. RailCats 10, Goldeyes 9, bottom of the 9th. Tying run is on first with 1 out. Middle infield set for 2. Park comes set below the letters. And the 1-1 to Harther. Breaking ball on the outside corner. A 74-mile-an-hour curveball. And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mazzola led off the inning with a bloop single to right field. He was forced out in second on the Brock Bond sacrifice attempt. Now Harther will try and fight from behind in the count. 2 for 4 in tonight's game. Parr has the sign from Craig Maddox. The former major leaguer is set. And the 1-2 pitch. High fly ball towards right field. Back goes Martinez. He's in front of the track, reaches down and makes the catch. The wind is not blowing out to right the way it was earlier in the game. Harther gave it a ride, and it falls just short of the warning track, and the Goldeyes are down to their final out. Reggie Abercrombie is the last hope. Winnipeg in danger of falling by a single run of the RailCats for a second straight night. Abercrombie is 0 for 4. He's hit into a double play. Fly to center, struck out swinging, and grounded out to third. The tying run is on first with 2 outs. Quick throw to first and a high throw, and Backman is able to reach up and pull it down. An extra base hit could tie it out. Now the RailCats do have great arms in the outfield. Drew Murin, tied for the league lead in assists, is in center. Martinez a good arm in right. Romansky has a very good arm in left. Here's the first pitch. Swinging a foul straight back. A breaking ball down low, and Abercrombie fouled it behind the plate. It's 0-1. Abercrombie 10 homers on the year. Tied for 6th in the American Association. One of which that 2-run walk-off shot against Marshall Schuler, one of the best closers in the league against Lincoln. 10-9, Gary SouthShore, bottom half of the 9th. And the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball away. Good location, and the Goldeyes are down to their final strike. If Abercrombie could extend the game, Donnie Webb waits on deck. 10 runs, 19 hits, no errors for the RailCats. 9 runs, 16 hits, 1 error for the Goldeyes. Bond leads off first. 0-2 on Reggie Abercrombie. Parr is ready. Now the pitch. Fastball high and away, 87 miles an hour. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So we'll see if Parr comes back with a fastball or tries to get Abercrombie to go after that sharp curve. Bond getting a bigger lead now at first. Abercrombie waits. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball low and outside, and a good block by Craig Maddox. He did go to the curveball. And Abercrombie showing good discipline laid off. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you can see either fastball or curve in this situation. Parr has 1 pitch left to play with. 10-9 RailCats, bottom of the 9th inning. Goldeyes down to their final strike. May 30th of this year, Abercrombie at the 2-run bomb to left against Marshall Schuler. Goldeyes hoping for something big here in the bottom of the 9th against the RailCats. The runner goes, 2-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball to the left side, it's foul. Another curveball, and Brock Bond took off from first, will have to head back, and Abercrombie stays alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Winnipeg at one point in this game at a 5-1 lead. They've scored in 6 of their first 8 team at-bats. The RailCats have scored in 5 different innings tonight. Both teams in this game had a run of 4 straight innings in which they scored at least 1 run. It's the RailCats here who lead 10-9 in the 9th. See if Bond runs again. 2-2 on Abercrombie. He goes, the pitch, swinging a foul off to the right. That time a fastball at 85, and Reggie is battling against the former big leaguer. Abercrombie in the major leagues 2006 through 2008 with the Marlins and the Astros. Parr with the Braves in 2008 and 2009. Parr's fastball is sat between 85 and 87, and he's shown good command of that big curveball. Bond has run on each of the last 2 pitches. 10-9 RailCats, bottom of the ninth. Outfield is deep and straight away. Abercrombie waves the bat back and forth. Now a step and a throw over, and Bond dives back. Hard trying to keep Bond honest, and you understand why. He's got the speed to score in an extra base hit, something down the lines or into the gaps. Winnipeg was denied taking a lead on the crazy catch by Drew Murin to rob Tyler Kuhn in the 8th. And then the RailCats snuck across the tying run in the top of the 9th. Not going 2-2, fouled straight back on the screen. Hard fastball in, 87 miles an hour. And Reggie hangs in for a third consecutive pitch. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat between Reggie Abercrombie and James Parr, both of whom have reached the highest level of baseball. The shortstop, Brian Brockett, is playing extra deep. Both feet are on the outfield grass. Pulfer on top of the line at third and playing back. And Mitchell is playing deep at second. Backman holding on Bond, the tying run at first. He goes, another 2-2 pitch, ground ball towards the middle, moving in front, Brockett fields, throws to first, in time they get Abercrombie, and the ball game is over. James Parr closes things out, and the RailCats win it tonight by a final score of 10-9. They win a second straight one-run game for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Winnipeg has dropped a 5th consecutive game, and the Goldeyes now will try and avoid the sweep at home with a 1:35 start tomorrow afternoon here at Shaw Park. A wild back-and-forth game. Winnipeg at a 5-1 lead. They would battle back in the later innings to tie it, and it is a sacrifice fly that drives in the eventual winning run from Drew Martinez. And the Goldeyes, they do get a leadoff single here in the 9th. They have the tying run stranded on base, and Winnipeg falls 10-9 on the RailCats in Game 2 of this series. In the 9th, no runs. There is 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. Our final score here from Shaw Park, the RailCats win it 10-9. We're going to go down to the field here with Winnipeg Goldeyes manager Rick Forney. And Rick, the bat's able to break out here tonight. Gary SouthShore, they have a good offensive game though too, and they come away 10-9.
Yeah, just Gary's swinging the bat really well right now. They're doing a lot of good things offensively. They're putting a lot of pressure on you. And you just got to be real efficient, make good pitches early in the count and stay ahead. And you got to make sure you put them away. When you do get ahead, you got to be real good at getting the leadoff guy out each inning. They're just using the whole field right now. They're just spraying the ball around, putting it in play. Speed is a big factor on that team. You got to be real good at holding runners, varying your holds, being quick to the plate. And they exploited some weaknesses today. Unfortunately, we swung the bat well today. We just couldn't make enough pitches, and we made 2 big defensive mistakes that wound up costing us today.
Offensively, a lot